firsts, lasts, and in-betweens. We're certainly not the last class to get a smile and a kiss from Bruiser walking across campus. We are never going to be the last class to begin our college careers by serving our local community and pursuing our passions. Above all else, come hell or high water, we will never be the last class to come to Adrian College and find a motivated and supportive community of students, faculty, and staff, and leave with the skills and tools needed to be inspiring industry leaders and professionals with high hopes and dreams for our bright futures ahead. The people and the experiences that we are most grateful for are the ones that will continue us on this upward path for the rest of our lives. In the spirit of gratitude, thank you to my fellow classmates for being a part of this community with me. Whether we spent most of these moments together or barely crossed paths, you contributed your gifts and talents to continue the legacy of this incredible community. Thank you for prioritizing the preservation of the Adrian College experience and for continually seeking to develop the institution's ability to develop both the knowledge in our heads and the care in our hearts.
Thank you to the roommates, friends, teammates, and peers who, although we have only known each other for 4 years, it seems impossible to think about being surrounded by anyone else in the coming weeks. We celebrated each other's accomplishments, became each other's biggest cheerleaders, and never let each other struggle alone. College has been called the most formative years of our lives, but I can say for certain that these last 4 years have included both the most amazing and most difficult moments of my life. One constant, however, is the support of my friends through it all. It is impossible to thank everyone who makes up our AC family. Together, you have each played an integral role in helping us achieve this momentous milestone.
And you be proud to be a graduate of Adrian College. It's a good day to be a Bulldog. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
Today's students on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time when you will always look back at and say, you know what? Those were incredibly special years. Never experienced before I arrived and never replicated after you leave college.
continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. 161 years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
Good afternoon, football fans. College football week 4 is upon us. My name is Ian Wentz. Calvin Keys is alongside. Another week of Adrian College Bulldog football. Glad to have you along for the ride. And speaking of ride, Calvin, what a ride it was. We are 417 miles from home, about 6.5 hours by bus if you don't stop. Unfortunately, we had to stop for some traffic. Turned into an 8-hour bus ride for us to get here. But, man, once we got here, the sun is out. It's a great day for some football.
Yeah, certainly, Ian. Always a pleasure to be here with you up in the booth. And I think that long car ride, or bus ride, rather, really adds some incentive to really make the most of the trip. It's a business trip, after all. Bulldogs looking for their second win of the season here at the 2-1 Greenville Panthers.
Yeah, interesting note about the venue we're here at today. It does not say Panthers at the center. It says Comets, as we are at Greenville High School, as the university is undergoing a major renovation at their football facility. But, man, if you look down, it's a very nice artificial turf. Should have no real impact on the game.
Yeah, great playing surface, pretty comparable to what you would see at Docking Stadium back home in Lenawee County. So certainly excited to see how these teams stack up. Like we said, Greenville with a 2-1 record. Bulldogs were just able to get their first win last weekend and improve to 1-2 on the season. So it'll really be a tough test for this Bulldog squad, especially with a few key guys out of the lineup, Ian.
Yeah, that's the name of the game with football. It's a game of availability. That is your best ability as a football player, is are you able to go? And last week, Bulldog fans saw a major part of their offense come off the field, not 100%. Wide receiver Ben Koloski, number 10, he will not play today. He is here. He made the trip. Sort of a motivating factor for the Dogs, as he's a big-time team player, but he will be missed on the field.
Yeah, certainly Ben Koloski is really broken out to have a great season early on in the year. They'll miss him, but the positive news is that Keontae Townsend is fully suited up and looks to be ready to go at the wide receiver spot. So you lose your top guy and you bring back your other top guy at the wide receiver position. And then, of course, a couple other names to talk about defensively who are out today. Obviously, Donovan McCary, who missed last week's game. He's a key player for them in their secondary at the safety spot. And then Shea LaRue missing his first game of the year this afternoon.
Yeah, he will be missed on that defensive line. We talked to Coach Deere before the game. He is starting 6 freshmen today, 3 per side of the ball. We'll see how they pan out. There have been some bright spots, especially from last week. You can highlight the bright spots better when you win. If you lose, you try to say bright spots. Well, you still lost the game, but plenty of things to be happy about if you're an Adrian fan from last week, a 23-17 win over Bluffton. One of the positives was the quarterback, Mark Lopez, playing for the injured Brady Raymond, threw for over 250 yards, did some very good things offensively. He went out with an injury. So the quarterback position, just like last week, is up in the air for Adrian. I heard both guys, Brady Raymond and Mark Lopez, practice this week. They're roommates and friends. I truly have no idea who's going to start this game.
Yeah, Ian, your guess is as good as mine. It feels like every week we've been debating who's going to start at the quarterback position after Raymond started week 1 and then went down to injury, and both have had some injury troubles. But Mark Lopez played the entirety of the game last week and looked really good. And then Brady Raymond, before he suffered a concussion against Defiance, was looking to settle in as well. So I think you've got 2 solid options as freshman quarterbacks.
Yeah, and if you look at that backfield, you talk about people coming back. The Adrian College running back, he wears number 25, Anthony Greer. He is closer to 100%. Bulldog fans didn't see him a lot last week for homecoming. He's back, 100%. Sal Paterno will obviously get the start, the senior tailback, but it's nice to have Greer, and you see an emergence of T.J. Moore last week. A very diverse complement of running backs for Coach Bailey, the offensive coordinator.
Yes, certainly. It's nice to have 3 healthy backs who can really do damage to opposing defenses. Of course, you've got old reliable Sal Paterno, the starting back, number 5, who's really a ground and pound, hard-nosed runner who's good for 3 or 4 yards in a cloud of dust about every down. And then TJ Moore was showing some explosiveness, able to bounce to the outside, and Anthony Greer presents a similar style of game to Paterno. So, it's a good problem to have, having a lot of running backs to choose from.
Right, that and a healthy offensive line. We talk about how banged up the receivers and quarterbacks have been. The offensive line, knock on wood, has stayed relatively healthy this season. They're going to rely on them a lot if they're going to beat this Greenville team. You talk about the Panthers coming in 2-1. The teams they beat, you could question the caliber of them, but they did get those 2 wins. They are at home. And they have a running back that is electric. He caused some problems for the Bulldogs back in 2021 when they came up to Adrian. Bulldogs got the win 41-28. But the Greenville backfield is certainly something to keep an eye on if you are Coach Deere in this defense.
Yeah, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on number 13, Paul Garrett. I was hearing rumblings this morning, too, as we were around the press box, that he's approaching the all-time rushing record for this Greenville program. So Garrett's a senior. Stands at 5'9" and 200 pounds, so a smaller guy, but extremely quick and shifty. And I think the defensive front that's been pretty good for Adrian so far this season is going to see their toughest test of the year. We saw them have some trouble against Tyshawn Freeman, who was a really big back that Defiance brought to the table, and that loss they had at home a couple weeks ago. I think we'll see more explosiveness from Paul Garrett, but nonetheless, Randall Broom and the Gnupp brothers are going to have to be really good back there in terms of tackling this guy and making life difficult for him today.
Yeah, a couple freshmen at that linebacker spot for Coach Deere as the Bulldogs have hit the field here at Greenville High School. We are going to take a 30-second break. I had a conversation with Bulldog head coach Jim Deere. We'll hear what he had to say right after this 30-second timeout. This is Adrian College Bulldog football on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
For the Adrian College Sports Network, I'm Ian Wentz. This is our pregame show. Adrian College Bulldog football on the road, week 4, coming in 1-2 after a homecoming win against Bluffton last week, 23-15. Big win for this team. I'm standing next to the head coach of the Bulldogs, Jim Deere. Jim, initial thoughts from the week 3 win?
Yeah, it was a good team win. Did things nice on both sides of the ball and also in special teams. They're closing out that drive at the end of the game. It was over a 9-minute drive. Just leaving them on a long field with 50 seconds, and the defense well-rested, like you mentioned, well-rested, come out and create a sack, fumble, and end the game. It was nice to end that game that way. Even though we didn't score in the second half, we controlled the second half for the most part. So, good team win. But this team today is they're legit. Very good offensive team, very aggressive defensively.
And I think that, it might be strength against strength today, Greenville's offense and our defense. There have been some movements of players due to some injuries and things like that, but I think you have to like the defensive performance overall, especially on that defensive front. Randall Broom has really jumped out on film, at least for me, in the first 3 games.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, and he'll be the only senior on defense today, which is, we were talking about it. We've got 3 freshmen starting on our defense, and then I think it's 4 juniors, and the rest are sophomores, other than Randall being the only senior that's going to play today. And, he's done a great job for us. He's explosive, physical, and he's one of those guys that he practices like he plays. Just as hard as he plays in the game is as hard as he practices all week long.
On offensive side of the ball, found some explosive plays, passing the ball to Ben Kolaski. He is out today and maybe for the weeks ahead, but the offense found some things last week. I think they did a good job at limiting their mistakes and getting points on drives.
Yeah, obviously losing Ben hurts, but I think we're pretty much got everybody else back this week. Keontae Townsend, an all-league receiver for us, feeling much better. He'll play today. Then you'll see a couple of other, new names and faces getting limited playing time up until this point, but you'll see them a lot today in the skill group. Quarterback-wise, having Brady back and Mark's good. So we got our 1-2 punch again with those 2 guys, and it's the same thing as usual. We got to be able to run the football, and then when we have to take advantage, if they start crowding the box, we got to have big plays to our receivers. So that's kind of the game plan.
All right, we've talked defense, offense, special teams. One of the best, if not the best, you told me, kicking units in the country in terms of field goals. Alec Milley just doing his thing.
Yeah, Alec's been great. He's 5 for 5 right now, and he's also doing a great job with kickoffs. But our punter, Sammy Lafata, has been great for the last 2 years, and he's like ranked 4th or 5th in the nation in average per punt. So both those guys are weapons, and we got to take advantage of the kicking game.
Talking with Jim Deere, pregame of the Bulldogs game with the Greenville Panthers down here in Southern Illinois. You've obviously done your homework with this Greenville team. The Bulldog fans saw them 2 years ago. A Bulldog win at Dawkins Stadium in 2021. There's a returner for this Greenville team that is worth pointing out.
Yeah, that's the thing about it is a lot of these guys that are playing for them today played against us in 21. They got a lot of seniors on their team. They're very explosive offense, but their running backs has over 5,000 yards in his career, so you definitely got to be able to control him if you want to have a chance to win the game.
I've been talking with Adrian College head football coach Jim Deere. Pregame, final conference or non-conference game before the MIAA season starts. Hope will visit Dawkins Stadium next week.
trying to take care of business today at Greenville and have a nice, happy bus ride back to Michigan.
Well, that sounds good to me.
Thanks so much, Jim. All right, kickoff moments away. I'm Ian Wentz. Calvin Keys up in the booth here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Welcome back on the Adrian College Sports Network. My name is Ian Wentz. Calvin Keys up in the booth with you right now, and it is moments away from kickoff. The Bulldogs won the toss, and they will defer their option to the second half, so we'll see this Adrian defense hit the field first. Adrian, a place kicker. Alec Milley, ball on the tee, and he is ready to go, and so are these Dogs. 400-plus miles from home. And the run-up and the kick, and it's a high kick toward that sideline. It's going to fly out of bounds. And that was something that Coach Deere told me probably 10, 15 times, is that kick return unit for Greenville is explosive. They will not kick it deep.
Yeah, Coach Deere choosing to respect the return men, Luke Miller and Dominic Fees, who are back there ready to receive, or rather choosing to just kick it out of bounds, take that 15-yard penalty. But if the return men are really as dangerous as they've been touted by this Greenville coaching staff and even the Adrian coaching staff, it's not a bad decision to make.
As they will place this football at the 38-yard line for the Panthers' opening possession.
Looks like we're going to see Peyton Bates starting in the shotgun for the Greenville Panthers, the 6-foot senior quarterback getting ready to take the opening snap of this game.
And they'll go in the pistol formation. It's going to be a fake run, pass out to the edge. There's some blocking there up to the 40. Hit the 45, balls on the turf, but he was able to fall on it at the 46-yard line. A quick bubble screen to that far side. Picks up about 7 for a second down and short. That was Tanner Eubanks with the reception. Greenville to the line quickly. Bates will take. Fake again. Throw out to the outside. It's going to be a catch at the 45. Slips through one Adrian tackle, but not the second one. As that reception out there for Delray Crowder, one of these senior receivers for Greenville.
Just seeing a couple of safe play calls to start off this game for Greenville. Just throws into the flat on the sideline, and that was a team effort on defense for the Bulldogs. Sean Tolbert got a piece of the receiver, Delray Crowder, and then Riker Bidwell eventually able to bring him down. Bidwell, not somebody we talked about in the pregame, but he's been tremendous at that linebacker spot. Really a talented core of linebackers for this Bulldog team.
17 tackles a couple weeks ago. It's a 3rd and 2 for the Panthers on their opening drive. It's going to be a take, give to the tailback, and he's stuffed in the hole and dropped for a loss. One of those Ganops flying in there. They did not get a yard. In fact, they lost it. A.J. Pipkins cleans up the mess, and a decision here for Greenville. They will punt.
Well, that's a great start for the Bulldog defensive front. A couple of nice tackles for loss. That was Gage Gannup, who was able to bring down Paul Garrett, who was the guy we were talking about in the pregame show for this Panthers team. Great start in terms of stopping the run for the Bulldogs, and that'll bring out the punt team for the Panthers.
They will scrimmage from the 46. Bulldog return man back deep. It's number 11, Darnell Bates. He will not get a chance to return this one. He fields it inside the Dogs' 25-yard line. Mark it at about the 24. So our question will be answered here shortly. Who will start at quarterback? I see number 1 trotting out there. That's the freshman from Pinckney, Brady Raymond.
So Brady Raymond back from an injury that kept him out of the lineup last week. And the lefty will start in the shotgun with Sal Paterno to his left.
On a 1st and 10, they scrimmage from their own 24. We're scoreless opening first quarter. We have a whistle and a false start early on this Adrian offense.
It's going to be on Chris Crumsey.
Yeah, Crumsey out there. Number 0. He's going to get a lot of playing time, as Coach Deere alluded to, with the injury to Ben Kolaski. Trying to get number 0 involved. It's hard to get involved when you move early on the first play.
Just like looked like a bit of a miscue, or just hopped over that line of scrimmage. We got another false start here. This time it's going to be on the Bulldog lineman, Nick MacArthur, at that, looks like right tackle position. Just jumped again, so that's going to back up things to a 1st and 20 on the opening drive for the Bulldogs. Still have not been able to run a play.
Yeah, I'd like to snap the football on a 1st and 10. Unable to get to that position. And this will be a run.
Sal Paterno not really getting anywhere there. Maybe a yard on the ground. That'll bring up 2nd and 19 as we get our first look at Hunter Bonsa, the wide receiver, on the field. And we've got a 4-receiver set with Bonsa, Poyer, and Crumsey out there.
All right, messing around with some equipment here in the booth. The Bulldogs looking at a 2nd and forever. 12 and 35 left in the first. It's a run for Paterno through that Bulldog offensive front. And he's going to get about 2, maybe 3 up to the 19. It will be a 3rd and long for Adrian College on their opening possession.
It's really difficult when you put yourself against the sticks right off the bat on the opening 2 plays from scrimmage. And this is going to be a 3rd and 15 scenario for the Bulldogs.
Raymond's going to stand in the shotgun. Trips to the right. Now they motion Poyer over to the left, tight to the line of scrimmage. It's a 3rd down and 15. Raymond looking to throw. Now he steps up. Brady going to run. This is what he does well to the 25. Takes a hit on the Greenville sideline. He's up across the 30. We'll see exactly where they mark it. It is short of the line to gain. Put it right at the 32. And the Bulldogs, they will punt on their opening possession. But you like that run from Brady coming off that concussion. No fear. Ran forward about 12, 13 yards on that rush, but those penalties really hurt the Dogs on the drive.
Yeah, certainly. Looked pretty healthy there, and that's his calling card. Just improvisation. Bit of a nice little scamper on the ground, but 2 yards shy.
And the punt is away. What a booming kick by Sammy LaFada. This will bounce at the 24 inside the Greenville 20 to the 15, and it's touched dangerously, goes out of bounds. Greenville dodged a bullet.
Goodness.
As that was near disaster for the home team Panthers, but the ball rolls out of bounds, and they will keep possession deep inside their own territory.
That was puzzling. Jabri Berry, the return man for the Panthers, the ball was kicked over his head with the booming left leg of LaFada, and then just ducked down, hit it with his hand. He's lucky that ball went out of bounds because there was Bulldogs in the vicinity, and they might have recovered in really nice field position. Dodged a bullet there. Don't know what Barry was thinking on that play.
Bulldogs in the area. Beware. It's going to be an Adrian defensive stop here. Looking for it on a 1st and 10 for Greenville at their own at 12. 11:08 to go in this first half. first quarter. Big hit, but the running back bounces off. There's some room down the near sideline. Stiff arm up at the 35. Finally dragged down up over the 35, and that's that man again. A flag at the end of the play, and that is Paul Garrett. We'll see what this penalty does. They're going to have a discussion.
Yeah, it's going to be on Sean Tolbert here. He gave Garrett like an extra shot after he had already tackled him out of bounds. See what the decision is. I bet you this is going to be 15 yards added onto the run.
First explosive play for the shifty senior tailback. No official word.
That play was ran from the 11-yard line. Ball spotted at about the 37. So 26-yard pickup for Garrett, and that was a nice job by him to just bounce offside and even stiff-armed A.J. Pipkins to the ground before finally being brought down by Tolbert, who kind of didn't really get off and was giving him an earful, and then a bunch of flags flew in the aftermath.
They're writing down a lot right now, Calvin.
We'll get the call.
We have unsportsmanlike. It is against Adrian College. Also unsportsmanlike on Greenville. So likely those will cancel each other out, as the referee mic is not as loud as we'd like, if not not even on. So Bulldogs get a break with the offsetting penalties.
Yeah, I think what we saw there was Garrett was tackled by Tolbert. Garrett was holding on to him so Tolbert couldn't get off. Sean Tolbert didn't like it, so pushed Paul Garrett over, so that's probably the right call, offsetting penalties both ways.
Geez, after all that, we're scoreless in the first quarter, 10:49 left. We're Bulldogs on defense. Here's a pass to the flat, caught at the 40, tackled in an instant by Wadis Ashman is the pass catcher, number 1 TJ Brown. That's a gain of 4. It's a 2nd and 6 for Greenville.
Good rhythm from the Panthers here, really spreading the field out, making the Bulldogs respect the pass, and then I think for them the key is just going to be to get Paul Garrett going because we saw his talent as a runner on that previous play.
There's 2 running backs in the backfield with the quarterback Bates. Dogs show 4 across the front. It's going to be a keep for Bates. Tackled immediately. That is Riker Bidwell finds himself in the backfield for a short loss. 3rd down now for Greenville. Boy, Riker is everywhere, Calvin.
Yeah, it's that pairing of awareness and then quickness. Saw that the quarterback was going to take it up the middle and then immediately rushes forward to fill that gap. And for Peyton Bates, didn't really know what hit him. The space was there, and then it was gone in an instant because of Bidwell.
Slight breeze here in southern Illinois. Under 10 minutes to go in our opening quarter. 2nd possession for Greenville. They scrimmage from their 40. They need the 47. Adrian has 4 across the line. Bates will look to throw. Has time, steps up middle, caught over the middle. 1st down and more. Into the Adrian side of the field, all the way to the 35. Greenville receiver makes that catch, and that's number 11, Tanner Eubanks, finding some space in a 1st and 10.
Yeah, yards after a catch were the key there for Eubanks, was crossing from right to left. Picked up the ball and had some open field to run into and picked up the 1st down and a good bit more before taking a hard hit from Ashman.
Wadis Ashman playing that safety position. The absence of Donovan McCary puts 2 freshmen in at linebacker for Adrian College. 1st and 10 Greenville. 8:50 to go in our opening quarter. That's a run through the middle for Garrett. He's popped after he gets through the initial rush. Good for about 4. And when you talk about a guy like Garrett, that is a win if you're a defense. If you can hold him to 3 or 4, you like that.
Yeah, that's the key because you've seen Garrett's ability to break off a big play earlier on in this drive. So you're not going to be able to stop him, but at least contain him, I think, is the name of the game.
2nd and 7 to go for Greenville. They scrimmage from the Adrian 31. Bates will take. He'll look to throw. Now rolls to the right. Looking into the flat. Nearly tipped, but caught right near the line, and that's going to be a Greenville 1st down. Catch was made right in front of the Bulldog linebacker, Ganop. That is Bo Ganop. And the pass reception is good for a first down. So, Calvin, we talk about a Greenville team that wants to run the football, and they're sticking away from it. They're really looking to throw that ball.
Yeah, they're showing that they're not a one-dimensional team, and Tanner Eubanks again with a nice catch there before being brought down by Andrew Thomas.
1st and 10, Greenville. They scrimmage from the Adrian 35. Flag immediately as this run is for Garrett. Wow, look at that space, and he's gone. Dives into the end zone for a Greenville score. We will check this flag as it flew right away, as there was laundry early.
I think it's going to be a hold on one of the offensive linemen for the Panthers.
Yeah, they look toward Jim, and he says, yeah, I'll accept that penalty.
Why not?
Yes, it's a false start. That's tough. Too many men in the backfield. That's going to wipe a touchdown off the board for the home squad. And with 7:35 to go in our first quarter, we are still scoreless. Penalties have been hurting both offenses. Second drive for Greenville started deep in their own territory. They back the ball up to the Adrian College 29. Will be 1st and 15.
Really a shame because Paul Garrett with a really nice play on the ground there to make a couple guys miss and take it to the house from 20 yards or 30 yards out.
He's lined up in the backfield behind Bates, the quarterback, and he'll give it to him again through the middle. Stacked up, pushing the pile. It's a rugby scrum over the Adrian 25, and finally tackled at the 24, so they get the penalty yardage back on a 5-yard run for the Greenville running back.
And that was actually our first look at Adrian Hinton of the game. Got a pair of experienced senior running backs for the guys in black and orange this afternoon, and Hinton just headed into a crowd of bodies, but credit to the O-line for the Panthers as they were able to move him forward for a 5-yard gain, as you said, Ian.
The old rugby style. 2 receivers, 1 to a side. 2 H-backs tight to the line of scrimmage. They will block for their quarterback. A throw to the flat, one-handed catch, and going out of bounds after a minimal gain. It's number 1 with the catch, and that is T.J. Brown. Boy, there's seniors and juniors all over this offense, and the junior makes the catch.
Yeah, not a lot of yards on the play for T.J. Brown, but boy, was that a heck of a snag. On the back shoulder, just brought it down with his left hand, but you credit the secondary who were aware of where that football was going and then collapsed on him instantly to leave it to a short gain. Or I think there was almost no gain on the play, which brings up 3rd and 10 and a chance for the Bulldog defense to get off the field.
Yeah, you said it. Long drive for Greenville. 6:10 to go in the first quarter. It is scoreless. They converted a 3rd down earlier on the drive. Bates, he's going to give it up the middle, and the Dogs find it, sniff it out, and drag him down for no gain. Nice job by that interior Bulldog defensive line. As I saw 94 making a play, Terrell May, and a couple others in on the stop. That's tough when you're looking pass and try to sneak a run. Nicely done.
Yeah, Adrian Hinton got hit pretty hard there by Randall Broom, again, just tidying up shop around the line of scrimmage and brought him down, and they're going to go for it here on 4th and 8.
The lone senior, Randall Broom, he'll line up 4 across the front for Adrian. 4th down and 7 for the Panthers. Bates will throw, feeling pressure, throws short, incomplete, and that's going to be a turnover on downs and a Bulldog football. I mean, I can't really blame the coaching staff there for Greenville. You are too close to punt. You're just too far for a kick. Adrian got some pressure.
Yeah, that's a huge stop, and really, I think the quarterback for the Panthers, Peyton Bates, would probably want that one back because just threw one right into the feet of his receiver, really an uncatchable ball. But I think you credit the front 4 for the Bulldogs who took away his time and space and ability to get a clean pass off.
All right, we're going to see this Bulldog offense for the second time, led by Brady Raymond. Out there with Sal Paterno. Penalties stalling their first drive. This their second with 5:18 left in the first. Scoreless here at Greenville. Bulldogs, a little confusion in the backfield. Brady's going to get taken down for a loss. As Calvin, I saw 2 linemen pull from left to right. I thought the ball was going that way, but confusion in the Adrian backfield.
Yeah, and that's the first sack of the game for Greenville. I think when you're picking out who was able to get to Raymond there and get credited with the sack, I think it's easier to say who wasn't in the pile than who was. I mean,
It was you and I.
It was just a burst through, and the quarterback is swarmed for a loss of about 4 on the play.
Behind the sticks once again. 2 receivers, and we have a flag again and a false start.
This time it's going to be on Bonsa.
And he is quick to exit. Just a focus issue early for the offense. You've had 3 false starts, couple negative plays on top of it, and you go from 1st and 10 on the 23 to now a 2nd down and about 18. Call it 19. Raymond is in the shotgun. He has Paterno off to his left. Brady takes the low snap. Looking left, throws. Chris Crumsey catches it. His first reception of the ball game. Gets Adrian up over the 20 to around the 21-yard line. And that is a guy number 0 that these coaches want to get the football to more. Get him more involved because he has speed once he gets open.
Yeah, exactly. Crumsey's a little bit of a smaller guy, but once you get him in the open field, he's got real breakaway speed. And credit the corner for the Panthers, Jalen Dowell, of staying tight in coverage of Crumsey and bringing him down immediately after the catch.
3rd down. Call it along 11. Raymond alone in the shotgun. Waits, takes some pressure off the edge. He steps up and he's sacked. Unblocked through that line of scrimmage. The Panthers brought the pressure and they get to Brady. And that's just a miscue up front. And Adrian will punt again. This is a 4th down and call it 14. Not sure who actually came in and got credit for the tackle.
That was Thomas Linier, who came through, pounced on Raymond. And for the 2nd time in this game, we'll see Sammy LaFata head out there for the Bulldogs. Back deep to receive is Jabri Berry, for the Panthers.
And LaFata gets away another good one. Bounces at the Greenville 46, now to the 40. Takes a Bulldog skip and a jump inside the 30. And this will come to rest on the artificial turf at the 25. So 2 out of 3 are going pretty well for Adrian. Defense and special teams. The offense a little lagging here, but you know, when you go back to Raymond after having Mark Lopez play last week, they're just 2 different type of quarterback. You know, Brady, bigger physical guy, wants to run if he's able to, and Lopez stands in the pocket, but this offense just not really in sync here early, but the defense doing their job.
It falls back on the offensive line. The pass protection just hasn't been there for, no matter whether it's Raymond or Lopez, neither has had any time. Neither would have any time to do what they want to do in the pocket with the way it's collapsed on them immediately.
Peyton Bates, the 6-foot-tall senior quarterback, will take and give, bouncing through that line. Over on the far sideline, it will be enough for a Greenville 1st down. There was a 3 on his jersey, whether it's Hinton or Garrett, I'm not totally sure. And that's going to be enough for a Greenville Panther 1st down over that right side of the line. So they get out of trouble early. They're putting the ball at the 36. 81 degrees, our game time temperature. Pretty warm here in southern Illinois. This is a run blocked well, plowing through the hole. Good for about 5 or 6 as Adrian can finally clean up that mess, make a tackle, and we have a whistle for an official's timeout. Must be an injured Bulldog. Or a Bulldog without a helmet, as Wadis Ashman is over on the far sideline. Bulldog starting safety. It's a 2nd down, and call it 4 for Greenville. 2:19 left in the 1st. No score between these 2. We had a touchdown called back for Greenville, their last drive on a false start. Receiver comes in motion behind the quarterback. Bates will take and give. Some room over that left side. 1st down and more for Hinton. And it's a difference in offensive lines, Calvin. You see Greenville creating opportunities and Adrian not when they have the football, and it's another Panther 1st down.
Yeah, certainly just the offensive line doing a really good job of opening up holes for both Garrett and Hinton to run into. We've seen Adrian Hinton on the past couple of downs. He gets another big pickup for a 1st down, and now they'll sub him out for Paul Garrett. Really important to have 2 quality backs that you can keep fresh by exchanging them back and forth here.
This will be a run for Garrett right through the middle. There's some room, and he's gone for a Greenville touchdown. 46 yards right through the middle and to the house. And the Panthers, with 1:30 left, have a 6-0 lead here at home.
Paul Garrett made that look easy. I mean, he had the space, and he took it, and then it was no one really had a chance of catching up to him as Garrett explodes by everybody and was basically pranced into the end zone there for the opening score.
Greenville will line up for the extra point. 155 yards, 2 touchdowns last time they played Adrian for Paul Garrett. Adds 46 and a touchdown. The snap is low. Nice job on the hold. The kick is up away. It's good. And the home team Panthers lead your Bulldogs with 90 seconds left in the opening quarter. It's 7-0. Adrian will get the football when we come back. We'll take a 30-second break. You're tuned in to Bulldog Football right here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs.
Welcome back on the Adrian College Sports Network. My name is Ian Wentz. Calvin Keys is to my left. And the Panthers find the end zone first, the Greenville University Panthers. 7-0 over Adrian College. Bulldogs have not picked up a first down on offense. The defense gives up a 46-yard touchdown run to Paul Garrett, but they are set to get the football back here with 90 seconds left in our opening quarter. And here's the run-up and the kick. Lucas Hermo will put foot to leather, and this could be returnable, and it will be for Adrian College. Scooped up back at the 3, looking for a block, spinning through a would-be tackler up near the 19. That's the Adrian return man, Darnell Bates, the wide receiver. And Adrian, third possession, and there's a lot to talk about from those first two. And they went backwards, at least on the first down, right? You want to win first down, and that's been a struggle down for Adrian both times they've had the ball.
It's not even necessarily they've lost yardage on the play on the first down. It's just been false starts and mental miscues that have set them behind the 8 ball, something they're going to have to eliminate in order to keep moving the chains along on this drive.
Paterno, the running back in the backfield with Raymond. He'll take the shotgun snap. Raymond throws quickly, caught by Tyler Poyer. He's going to get stopped for no gain. Just a quick little H-back pop pass. Raymond put it on him, but no blocking for Poyer, and somebody's down. And that is the Adrian College tight end. That is Ryan Brumley. He's going to walk off under his own power. Second down and an even 10.
Again, just this Greenville defense has really been stifling, reading the play to perfection, and Poyer really had nowhere to go after he made the catch.
Greer now in the backfield with Raymond. Stands to his left in the gun. And another false start. This one on Crumsey on the near side.
It's Crumsey's second false start of the game.
And he's going to get subbed out. 57 seconds left. And as you look at no first downs for the offense, 0 for 2 on third. They've run 7 plays. Penalties, 3 for 15. It's now a second and 15 for Raymond and company. Keontae Townsend now in at wide receiver. Raymond will throw short. It's going to be caught. Some room over that left side for about 5 or 6 yards. That's the special teams man, Darnell Bates, with a catch. Nice little pickup on second down. Gives him a third down and medium.
Got 38 seconds left in this first quarter as the clock runs, and this should be our last play of the opening 15 minutes for the Bulldogs.
This offense needs a first down. Let's see if they can get one. Hunter Bonza checks into the game. Also at receiver, number 18, Olajuwon Paris. He's in the slot near side. Townsend far side. Raymond in the shotgun. Panthers showing blitz. They blitz it. Raymond going to run to the left side. Room for Brady. Cuts up field, and that's an Adrian first down as he runs the man over on the Adrian sideline. That's a sigh of relief and a Bulldog first down on the power run for Brady Raymond.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it already. Brady Raymond at his best when he's running the football, really. And, again, just something we haven't seen a whole lot for the Bulldogs. They had blockers out in front of Raymond actually clearing the way for him, which is a positive sign. As this first quarter ends, Bulldogs ended on a positive note, picking up the first down as the score is 7-0 Greenville after 15 minutes of play.
All right, with that, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're tuned in to Bulldog Football on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Back here at Greenville High School, where the Greenville University Panthers have been playing while their facilities on their campus have been getting renovated. A new turf surface being put in over there. We're about, as Ian said earlier on in the broadcast, over 400 miles from home in Adrian, Michigan. The score 7-0. It's the running back for Greenville, Paul Garrett, that got the opening score with a 40-some rush play. Bulldogs will start this second quarter at their own 32-yard line. We're just able to pick up their first down of the game on the previous series. We've got Raymond in the shotgun, Anthony Greer to his right, 3 receivers on the outsides. Raymond will hand it off to Greer. He'll take this one off the middle before being tripped up and brought down for about a 4-yard gain. As we're seeing, I believe it's an official's timeout signaled. Clock stopped momentarily as substitutions made on defense for the Panthers. And that'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs. Again, it's Raymond and Greer. Townsend, Crumsey, and Bonds are the receivers. Raymond will take this snap. It'll be a pitch to Anthony Greer, unable to slip away as he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. And that was Mitchell Schaefer on the tackle for the Panthers. Sets up a 3rd and 7 scenario for the Bulldogs. And this Panthers defense have been stifling, making it difficult for the Bulldogs to get anything going. Greer's going to check out of the game. He was a little bit slow to get up. Sal Paterno back in. 14-15 left in this second quarter. Adrian will make some personnel changes. Bulldogs are going to have to hurry here as the play clock is winding down. 4 receiver set, 3 to Raymond's left, 1 to his right, no running backs in the backfield. They'll toss it quickly. This one caught, trying to turn to the outside, but leveled there was the Bulldogs' Hadir Al-Shablawi, as he was absolutely crushed by one of the members of the Greenville defense. With the hit for the Panthers was, I believe it was Caden Boardway. Brought the Bulldog player down, and that'll send out Sammy Lafata and the punt team for the Bulldogs for the 3rd time this afternoon. Deep to receive is Jabri Berry again. Lafata, good snap. He'll blast this one away. It's short of the return man, and this one will take a bounce out to the sideline before being picked up by the Bulldogs' Terry Jansen.
Thank you.
So Greenville will start this possession from their own 34-yard line. Bulldog defense, that's been the highlight so far for them. Allowed the 1 touchdown on the explosive run play from Paul Garrett. But other than that, they've gotten a couple of stops on defense and been pretty good as the Greenville offense back out there again after forcing a punt from the Bulldogs.
All right, Calvin. Got some problems figured out here in the booth. This will be a run again. Pulling through is a guard, and the ball's ripped out at the end of the play, and the Bulldogs can't grab it. It falls at the 35, or 45, excuse me, falling on the football. Was the number 80 on the offense. That is just a fortunate roll as the Bulldogs rip the ball out, and they can't fall on it. It's a 1st and 10 Greenville from the 45.
A.J. Pipkin's able to get the ball loose on the big run play from Paul Garrett, and then right place, right time for, I believe that was Caden Cervantes, the tight end, who was able to fall on it and keep the Panthers' ball in their hands.
7-0 Greenville, 1st and 10 for them. They try a run between the tackles, and that's good for 5 to the Bulldog 39. Just a massive humanity in there. And look, I mean, it's on film. Adrian struggled against Defiance with those kind of runs. You know, big, powerful tailback, a quarterback that can run. So that defensive front will have to stand tall if they want to get back in this football game. Just down a touchdown. 7-0. 12 minutes before the half.
That time it was good work by Avion Leverett in replacement of Randall Broom to be able to mitigate the run for the Panthers.
It's a 2nd down, high snap. Quarterback throws through the hands and incomplete. That was a mess from the start as Greenville was looking for Tanner Eubanks. The snap was high and the throw was high. It'll be a 3rd down and 4, or 5, excuse me.
The Bulldog defense has been really good in 3rd down scenarios. The reason why Greenville's been able to open up their run game, I think, is because they've also had some success throwing the football. So Adrian has to respect both the run and the aerial game.
Panthers 1 for 3 on 3rd down this afternoon. I have it from the Adrian 39. It's going to be a quarterback run. Pitches it out to the edge. Bulldogs force him back and make a tackle right away. Sound Bulldog front. Sean Tolbert. Nice play on that far side and a 4th down decision for the Greenville coaching staff, up 7-0. Football right at the Adrian 39. That was a triple option.
Yeah, and
from the shotgun.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like there's any hesitation for the offense here as head coach Robbie Showmaker for the Panthers is going to leave his offense on the field. They've got 5 yards to go here at the Bulldog 39-yard line.
Can Adrian get off the field? Down 7-0, 11 minutes before halftime. Bates will look to throw. Throws middle. It's caught for a 1st down and more. Down to the Adrian 25. Finally dropped at the Bulldog 22-yard line. And that's a reception out there for Matt Tiger, the senior receiver. Bates had time and he found his man.
Well, Matt had the eye of the Tiger there, making the catch and then making a guy miss, getting to that 1st down marker in a key 4th down scenario.
I know they're in the same family, but can a Tiger really be a Panther?
Apparently they can.
They must charge him extra tuition to allow him to play here. 10.5 to go in the first half. Bates will give. Hinton bounces through. No, he didn't. Wow, credit to Randall Broom on the tackle as Adrian stops him for minimal gain. Or excuse me, was that 33 for Adrian on the stop? And if so, that is Daryl Washington, the freshman defensive end. I believe it was Washington.
Good work by Washington. As we've seen at the skill positions, Greenville really has some athletes. And I think the key here is to wrap up the guy on the first contact because they've been able to bounce off and pick up more yards on the ground in the open field.
Under 10 to go in the opening half. Greenville leads 7-0. Ian Wendt, Calvin Keys here with you. Here's a run through the middle. Bulldogs stop him after a nice pickup. Big hit in the defensive secondary by Ganop and Ashman. We have to clarify which Ganop. It's 34. Bo Ganop with the tackle. It'll be a 3rd and 4 for Greenville. So we have the twin brothers out there, the Ganop linebackers. 34 and 35. Gage and Bo, they are on either side of Riker Bidwell, the middle linebacker. Greenville staring at a 3rd and 5. This will be a run through the middle, stuffed by that Dogs defensive front. So the 15-yard line will be where Greenville scrimmages. And they're going to send the field goal unit out to try to put them up 10-0. That's a good stop on 3rd down.
Certainly. Let's see what Lucas Hermo, the kicker for the Panthers, is made of. As This is shaping up to be about a 32-yard kick from the middle of the field.
He will have the ball in the middle of the hash marks. So we're trying to get Adrian to jump offside. The snap is there. The kick is up away. It's a knuckler, but it finds its way through. It sneaks through those high school uprights here at Greenville High, and it is the Panthers with a 10-0 lead over the Bulldogs. Here in quarter number 1, we will take a 30-second timeout. You are tuned in to Adrian College Bulldog football here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Welcome back on the Adrian College Sports Network. My name is Ian Wentz. Calvin Keys is off to my left here. 417 miles, that's what the GPS tells me, from Greenville, Illinois to Adrian, Michigan. Just about an hour outside of St. Louis, Missouri for week 4 of our college football season. Adrian down here in the second quarter, 10-0, 8:34 to go in it. And you look at the total yards, Calvin, 204 for Greenville, just 38 for Adrian.
Yeah, we traveled a long ways to get down here for the game, Ian, but Bulldogs haven't been able to travel far on offense. So hoping to get that turned around here as this second quarter continues.
Here's a deep kick, will be returnable by Darnell Bates. He drops the football. Tolbert picks it up. He dances over the 20, and he's down near the 24, 25-yard line where it will be 1st and 10, Adrian College. So they're looking to find something on offense. We have a late flag on the play. Up at the 30, so behind the tackle. They will assess the infraction. Looks like will be against the Adrian return team. So an offense that has struggled to put up yardage. They're now 85 yards from pay dirt with 8.5 to go in this half.
There was some concerning ball security on that return, Ian, as Darnell Bates dropped it on the floor. Then it was picked up by Tolbert, and he actually was stripped of the ball right after going down as well. So that's something that's going to need to get figured out for Adrian.
Not a cloud. Well, there's like 2 tiny clouds in the sky. 81 degrees our temperature up in the air. Brady, time to throw. Throws middle. Looking for Crumsey. He falls, and it's picked off. No flag. Adrian pleading for one, and the Greenville Panthers pick off the pass. And making that reception in the Greenville secondary was number 27. That's Jer Nolan. Not sure if Crumsey fell down or if he was pushed or tripped. That's an Adrian College turnover. 1st and 10, Greenville at the Bulldogs 48.
From my vantage point, it looked like Crumsey just stumbled of his own accord, which made it a really easy catch for Nolan to come down with the ball, and really didn't have to move much for it as he was step for step with the Adrian receiver. Another really nice defensive play, and gives Greenville possession back with the ball at the Adrian 48-yard line.
It was a decent throw by Raymond. Just a receiver falling down. Football at the Adrian 48. Here's going to be a run and a stop right away, a tackle in the backfield, and that is Bo Ganop with a tackle for loss, as the running back could not get anything going as they tackle Garrett for a loss. Probably haven't said that too much in his career. Tackle for loss.
Yeah, nice play by Ganop there. Read the run like a book, just getting around the line of scrimmage and pouncing on Garrett.
Pipkins and Andrew Thomas switch sides at corner. There's 2 receivers out to the far side, 1 near side. QB takes the ball. He's going to roll out to the right. Looking, throws it short. It's going to be nearly intercepted as Bidwell and Tolbert collide right in where the football was thrown. Oh, and Tolbert nearly had, I think, his 4th pick of the season, but he and Bidwell collide, and Tolbert needs a break as he is not 100% jogging back to that sideline. Oh, that was it.
tough break. That looked like it was Tolbert's ball to catch. Bidwell was excited to get there too and actually played the role of DB against his own teammate there in the secondary, knocking the ball out of Tolbert's hands as he dove for it.
They were both flying in from opposite directions, never saw each other. That's a break for Greenville. It's a 3rd down and 13 from their own 49, up 10-0. QB is going to take, throws, short, tipped, incomplete. Nice play by Thomas on that defensive side as he was step for step with the Greenville receiver, as I believe that was 83 they were looking for, Jabri Berry.
That was a big-time play by Andrew Thomas on 3rd down. You talk about reading where that ball was placed, getting around the receiver and getting hands on it, but he wasn't over-anxious, didn't get there before the ball was in play. Perfect timing and great defensive coverage by Thomas to force out the Panther punt team.
Yeah, we'll see them for the first time today, and a whistle stops play. So I think the Bulldogs take a timeout here with 7.5 to go. And look, as not favorable as this has been offensively, you're lucky to be down 10-0. I mean, a 2-score game, you've thrown an interception, your offense hasn't done a lot. Defense has been out on the field a lot, and it's only a 1.5-score game. It's 10 points.
Yeah, I know we're only halfway through the second quarter. We've got a 10-point lead for Greenville, which is not ideal, but you really credit this Bulldog defense. They've looked pretty stout so far in this game, and I think this is the stage where you have to get a response from your offense, right? Because it's still a manageable deficit. Can't let this one get out of hand. Bulldogs are going to need to respond with a big drive here, down 10, with 7:30 to go in the second quarter.
And you give Greenville the football on the interception at your own 48. Your defense backs them up 3 yards and forces a punt, so you're right. Maybe it's time to lean on that offensive line. Get them going. See what Sal Paterno, Greer, and Moore can do up front. But the Bulldogs do call a timeout on this punt return. We'll see if they bring some pressure as they send Darnell Bates deep. Adrian all crammed up on that line of scrimmage. They're coming after him, and they nearly get to the punt as it's a high end-over-end kick. Fair catch made at the 17-yard line on the punt by Greenville's Luke Miller, the junior. Long field again for the Adrian offense.
Yeah, that's what we've seen throughout this game. Would have been nice to see that interception a little while ago. That would have given the Bulldogs a bit of a shorter field to work with, but as of right now, they're going to start at about the 17.
Double check some personnel. I think we have a change. We do at the quarterback position. As Mark Lopez enters this football game, it's team trailing 10-0, 7:27 to go in this half. It's going to be a run, trying that left side. Goes up to the 20, a gain of 2 as the Adrian tailback on the play, Anthony Greer. So, Raymond was out last week with a concussion, missed the second half of Defiance with a concussion. We'll see if it's that or if it's a benching due to play. But, Lopez played very well last weekend in Adrian's win. He has 2 receivers left, 1 right. Panthers bring a blitz. Lopez rushed out to his left, throws into the sideline. As they are checking for grounding, they say no, and it will be a 3rd down and a long 8 from the Bulldog 20.
And Elias Vasquez, the linebacker for the Panthers, just exploded back towards Lopez, who was running for his life about 15 yards back from the line of scrimmage. He's lucky to get that one away without an intentional grounding call.
6:52 before half. Bulldogs trail here 10-0. Ian Wendt, Calvin Keys hanging out with you on a Saturday afternoon of college football. Panthers show pressure up in the middle. Lopez leans in. He will take. Throws. He's got a man open, and it's over the shoulder and caught for an Adrian first down to the Greenville 40. That's a big-time play, a big-time catch for Olajuwon Paris as he makes his appearance in this football game. A gain of 30-plus yards on the Lopez connection.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the freshman's first catch of his collegiate career. Olajuwon Paris from Muskegon, Michigan, got separation from the corner. He was wide open. And what I really like about Mark Lopez, while he is not as much of a threat on the ground, he's got a great arm, and it was on the money there with that throw.
Bulldogs just about doubled their total yardage on that reception for Paris. Lopez, he'll drop back. Time for Mark. Rolls to his right. Now he's flushed out, throws it sideline, and that's incomplete as they're going to look around and say, no grounding, as he must have been out of the pocket. They're going to confirm, the officials here, as Lopez had no one short to throw to. Smart move, throwing it away, second down.
He's just got to be careful when he's rolling out like that. But so far he's been on the right side of the law with those last two throwaways and brings up a 2nd and 10.
6 and 22 before half. Adrian down 10-0. Lopez, the snap rolls back to him, hands off to Greer. But Lopez was down. They both took a shot, and Lopez is laying down on the turf at the 42 as he's nursing a leg injury. Mark gets up. He's okay, and that was just a slide back on the snap.
Yeah, that was really interesting. I don't know if Lopez wasn't prepared for the snap. Maybe it was a little bit low from
it slid across
Shashela.
the ground, yeah. Oh, Shashela playing center today?
Believe so. Or rather, Isaiah.
Oh, okay.
Isaiah Thomas, you're right. Or
So
Isaiah Simon.
3rd and 14. Panthers bring the rush. Lopez hit as he throws. There's going to be a flag behind the play, as there was no Bulldog in the vicinity. Lopez got blown up at the end of the play, and that is going to be a defensive penalty, I do believe, on the Greenville Panthers for roughing the passer. Wow. You know, it's hard in the heat of the moment, Calvin, but it's 3rd and 14. You get to the quarterback. He has nowhere to go, and you still hit him late.
Yeah, again, it's what we've seen a couple times today. It's mainly come back to bite the Bulldogs with just some of those discipline errors, whether it's just jumping before the ball is snapped. There we see you just have to have the discipline to hold off of the freshman quarterback there. Keeps the Bulldogs' drive alive.
Chance here for the Bulldog offense. It's a give to Greer. A little bit of space over that right side. Nice job blocking by those large gentlemen up front. Starting at right tackle today, number 70, Nick MacArthur, moved his man out of the way. One of the better runs for the Dogs. It's a 2nd down and a long 4, short 5. Greer with the rush. Approaching 5 minutes left in this first half. Mark Lopez commanding things at the quarterback position. Freshman from Texas will take the snap. Fake to Greer. Bubble screen out for Tyler Poyer. He can't make a man miss. He's dropped for a loss. As they go for that quick screen, and a flag flies in late on the Adrian College sideline. And whoever it's against, it's a discipline issue. I think the Bulldog coaches found it. They're making a substitution at right tackle.
That's MacArthur heading out.
It's typically the case. When you make a mistake, they generally sub you out, depending on position, as the referees confer. As the play stands, it'll be a 3rd and about 5. We're going to get the call. Hopefully we can hear it. There we go. So personal foul on the Adrian College right tackle. You know, he must have heard us give MacArthur a compliment as he commits the penalty after the fact. So not only is it a 15-yarder, the down counts. So instead of 3rd and 5, it's 3rd and 15.
That one hurts, and that pretty much reverses the 15 yards you got from the roughing the passer call against the Greenville defense. And on that previous play, that was a really nice tackle in the open field by Cortland Harris to bring down the much bigger Tyler Poyer.
We have a timeout on the field with 4:55 to go in the second quarter. We will take a 30-second timeout. We will be right back. The Bulldogs trail the Panthers 10-0. You are tuned in to the Adrian College Sports Network.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
We are back on the Adrian College Sports Network. My name is Ian Wentz. Calvin Keys to my left. The Panthers call a timeout defensively on a 3rd down and 20 for this Adrian College offense, who has moved the ball pretty well with their second string QB in there, Mark Lopez, Brady Raymond on the sideline. We'll see what they have here for a 3rd and 20. They're digging deep in their playbook, I'm sure.
We mentioned it earlier, but this is a hot one, Ian. I feel bad for Hoagie the Panther, the Greenville mascot on the sideline, in all black.
Yes.
That's got to be rough. With a lot of fur, too. We got to factor that in as well. He's got to be roasting in that costume.
Lopez surveys on a 3rd and 20. He will pass the football. Lopez throws sideline, going for Townsend, a sliding, diving attempt, and it's incomplete. He thought he had it on that far side as Lopez nearly had a 10-yard completion. Instead, it's 4th and 20, and we will see Sammy Lafada hit the field for the Bulldogs to punt this football away. So a promising start, kind of sputters out due to that personal foul penalty on a 2nd down play.
Again, penalty flags against the Bulldogs prove costly, and we were excited to see Keontae Townsend and him in a bigger role with the absence of Ben Koloski. That would have been his first catch of the game. I think he held on to it, but just wasn't able to keep his feet in bounds, so he remains off the score sheet so far in this game.
4th and 20, Lafada will put left foot to football. It's a booming kick. It's going to fly well deep into the end zone for a touchback. So Greenville will get this football at the 20. Now, I know that the offensive possession there did not produce any points for the Bulldogs, but it gives your defense a chance to sit. Instead of 3 plays punt, all right, we're back out there. They had a chance to regroup. They did some good things on the last possession. And this is, in my view right now, it's going to be a drag them out, slug them out kind of football game, a defensive game, which I think Adrian wants, at least on their side.
Yeah, I think Greenville wants to open this game up, but if you're the Bulldogs, like you said, you're trying to just halt this Greenville offense that's been really explosive so far and, yeah, make it a bit of a slog for them here on this drive.
1st and 10, Panthers, 4:47 left before the half. Peyton Bates, the senior quarterback, leans in. He'll take, run fake, throwing near sideline. He's got a man wide open, caught. And that's going to be good for a 1st and 10 as Bates took a shot at the end of the play. The reception made for number 11. He got well wide open. Tanner Eubanks. It's good for a 12-yard catch and a 1st down. Creating separation.
Yeah, certainly, and I think that's the trade-off when you bring pressure like we saw from Adrian. There's going to be more space out there for Eubanks to run into. He's been a really good target for Peyton Bates, and credit Bates because he saw the guys coming, heard footsteps, but still took a hit in order to make that big play for his team.
Running back will take over left side. Bulldogs create a wall and drive him back for minimal gain, as that is Hinton on the rush. 5'9", $195 goes the senior. We've seen a pretty good split between the two. Hinton with 9 rushes and Garrett with 7, but Paul Garrett does have the 46-yard touchdown run here today.
One guy I've been impressed by is Darrell Washington. We've seen a couple times now that the defensive lineman's been able to read the play really well, and again, able to get to Hinton there and wrap him up. Got some help from Bidwell as well, as always.
Exactly. Under 4 to go before the half. Bates. Hands off, left side again. Adrian finds him and throws him down again for no gain. Boy, that's a nice job by Randall Broom. That senior leader on that defensive line, also 33, and on the play, Darrell Washington playing in the spot of Shea LaRue, makes a nice play.
Feels strange not having number 5 out there on the defensive edge, but Washington has been seizing his opportunity. He hasn't been able to get a lot of pressure to the quarterback, but he's done a good job stopping the run.
That he has. It's a Greenville 3rd down, 9 yards to go. Clock rolling here right at 3 minutes. The Panthers QB will drop straight back to pass. Bulldogs show pressure. Tip picked off. This could be a house call. And it will be. It's an Adrian College touchdown. Andrew Thomas, pick 6. The defense scores, and we're right back in this game.
We talked about on the previous play, Bates doing a really good job of weathering the pressure and finding his target. There, that one just got away from him. That was right towards Andrew Thomas, who had nothing but green grass to run into. He takes it to the house and makes this a close game here, getting the Bulldogs on the board. And again, it's the defense coming through from Adrian.
Old school Bulldog defense. Thomas with a pick 6. Adrian pressure applied by, I believe, Washington, and maybe one of the Ganobs got in on it. As Bates threw it out there, Thomas turf ahead. Touchdown AC. It's now 10-6. Extra point coming from Alec Milley. Wow, we went from, can the defense keep them hanging around? Can they just hold on and give the offense a chance? They say, let's just go ahead and score on a pick six.
I'll do you one better.
Yeah, how about this? Alec Milley will line up for the PAT. He puts foot to leather, and he drives it right through. Just like that. Bulldogs within 3. They score on a defensive touchdown. That is Andrew Thomas, a interception return for a score. 2:50 to go before the halftime break. We're going to pause 10 seconds for our network stations to identify themselves. You are tuned in to Adrian College Bulldog Football on the Adrian College Sports Network.
You're listening to Bulldog Football, presented by Adrian College Television, right here on WVAC Adrian.
We are back here at Greenville High School. Ian Wentz, Calvin Keys here in Greenville, Illinois. 417 miles from Adrian, Michigan. It's the Andrew Thomas interception return for a touchdown with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left before halftime. And this defense, they gave up that long run to Garrett, but other than that, they figured something out. They put points on the board. It's 10-7 Greenville. Bulldogs will kick off.
You credit Andrew Thomas for the pick six, but that was also a little bit of a gift from Peyton Bates, one that he's going to want to have back because there was no receivers anywhere near where that football went.
Adrian just lost the gift receipt. They're not giving that back. Milley will put shoe to leather. He's going to throw this out of bounds. And seriously, Calvin, you joke, but these kick returners are dangerous for Greenville, and they're just going to boot that football out of bounds. This will be great field position for the Panthers, but Adrian would rather have that than a kickoff return as the backfield has sent one back 90 yards, I believe. And then I said, Jim, maybe just kick it, Coach Deere, just kick it through the back of the end zone. He said they'll bring it out from the end zone. They scored on a 105-yard return.
Goodness.
So he's totally okay with this. They're going to spot the football at the Greenville 43-yard line, 1st and 10.
We talked about the explosive running of Paul Garrett and Adrian Hinton. That's been the highlight with Garrett, the 40-some-yard touchdown. That's the only Greenville touchdown of the game so far. Once this defense and special teams for the Bulldogs has eliminated the big play, it feels like this is a tighter game, especially after that pick six from Thomas.
A three-point game here. 1st and 10 Panthers. Bates will operate from the pistol. He will give it off some room on that right side, and a hit right at the 50 as he falls forward for an 8-yard gain on a first down run for the do-everything running back, Paul Garrett.
And that was, I believe the tackle was made by Bo Ganop there, but whenever Garrett gets the football and gets some speed going through the hole, then it's kind of defense by committee. It's like, let's get 2 or 3 guys on him so that he can't bounce off and continue to run forwards because he's just that crafty and that perseverant.
2:15 before the half. Here's a run left side, drop for a loss. As that is 97 coming up and making a stop. That is Jake Fetro. Fetro had the strip sack fumble last week that sealed the Bulldog victory. Big number 97.
Score is 10-7 in favor of the home team, the Greenville Panthers, leading over the Bulldogs with 1:48 left in this first half.
3 yards to go, football right at the 50. Greenville coming off the interception for a touchdown, thrown to Andrew Thomas, looking to right the ship. From the pistol, it's going to be a run. Through the middle, he's got the first down yardage to the Bulldog 44-yard line, and that's just some downhill running for that Greenville defensive front, or offensive line, I should say, as Hinton got the rush. Give him about 6 for a 1st and 10.
And you took the words right out of my mouth. I think downhill is the perfect way to put that run by Hinton. If you're falling as a running back, you want to be falling forwards, and you want to have your big fellas behind you.
From the Bulldog 44, approaching 1 minute to go before half, tipped and incomplete. Someone got their big Bulldog paw on the pass as it was incomplete.
A.J. Pipkins has to be careful there.
Well, yes and no, but once a pass is tipped, there's no pass interference.
Well, I was talking about after the ball hit the turf, and he was kind of giving Jabri Berry an earful, and these referees showed on one of the opening plays of the game. They're not afraid to throw laundry if they see unsportsmanlike conduct. Have to be disciplined, and the last thing you want if you're Coach Deere and this Adrian team is hurting yourself more with shooting yourself in the foot with these penalties.
Greenville with the 2nd and 10 from the Bulldog 44. It's going to be a run, tripped up and tackled after a short gain. What a great play on that defensive end spot made by Cameron Dean. Tripped up the tailback and fell forward for about 3 yards. Just like that, a Greenville 3rd down with under a minute to go. Coach letting that play clock and game clock run down. Coach Deere doing the same. Nobody looking at their timeouts. Big down here. They need the Adrian 34. Bulldogs trying to get off the field. Bates in the pistol will take the snap. Steps back, throws right. It's going to be short, and it's incomplete. He short-armed it out there. He was looking for 83, Jabri Berry once again. And it's going to be a 4th down and more decisions here for Greenville. I'd say you punt this football, don't you?
I think that Coach Showmaker for Greenville agrees with you, Ian.
Yeah, he thought about it. You don't want to give the Adrian offense life. You know, they haven't really done a lot in this first half. Trying to pin them deep. There's 29 seconds here before half. Bulldogs down by 3 points on a defensive touchdown for Andrew Thomas. Pick 6. And the Panthers will punt. Luke Miller lines up, stands at his own 43. And the snap is rolled back. And before the play goes off, they have a timeout called by Greenville. And we have some pushing and shoving on the Bulldogs sideline, and there's a flag on this play. Boy, I didn't see who exactly was in the mix there. Boy, we're going to find out. This is a big penalty either way. Do you see any numbers down there, Calvin?
It was Anthony Bell for the Bulldogs, and I think it was number 25 in black. That is Quintrell Clay for the Panthers.
Now we have seen offsetting personal fouls earlier in this game.
It's tough to tell who initiated. Sometimes that plays a big factor in it. It's just something that was happening far away from the play, you know. It's always interesting to watch the wide receiver corner matchups, but sometimes they can get a little bit heated, as we saw there. Both players kind of, I think Bell just continued his block, taking his opponent to the ground and wouldn't get off him. So there's a chance here that the chains are going to be moved in favor of Greenville. Lengthy conference going on right now, though, for the officials.
Yes, paper and pen out for the referee, as we are 29 game seconds away from our halftime break. And we get the call from our head referee this afternoon. Well, he points back towards Greenville. Saw the little thumb motion, and the ball's going to be marched back. And they do get 25 for Greenville on the play. So they do give Greenville the timeout, but then after the play was that personal foul, and they're going to march this back 15 yards. Now they'll punt from their own 43 instead of the Adrian side of the field.
The distance from the line of scrimmage to the first down marker is about how long our trip down here was on the bus.
No.
A little bit shy of 417
yeah,
miles.
Exactly. When Greenville's head coach is on the field, I think they're going to give them the timeout now after the official conference. So 29.9 to go in this opening half. My name is Ian Wentz. Calvin Keys alongside on the Adrian College Sports Network. You don't want to say something like this in the first quarter, but I can say it now. Game time started at noon Central. It's 7 after 1. That's a pretty quick moving first half.
Yeah, I think that is a testament to
that's the announcement. It's the second unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Except for Quintrell Clay on the Panthers?
Yes, so Quintrell Clay, the freshman running back from Missouri, He will be out of the rest of this ball game. So they say that was his second, unsportsmanlike.
So Clay's gone for this Panther team. They initially said it was his first and then changed it to it being his second. Nevertheless, 29 seconds up on the clock. Greenville with the football at their own 42, facing 4th and 23.
We've seen a couple of those 4th and forevers, 3rd and forevers. The Adrian return man will be Darnell Bates. He stands at his own 21-yard line, awaiting the Greenville punt from Luke Miller. The snap back to Miller. Bulldogs bring pressure, and they nearly block it. And there's going to be a flag on this play as the return man brings it up to the 34. Well, we need to sort this flag out too, Calvin, as Bulldogs ran into the kicker.
That's just a mistake you cannot make. Clipped Miller is pretty clear. See what's called on.
So the Bulldogs get pressure on the Greenville kicker, punter, I should say. Take him down. Now, if it's a 15-yard variety, so we're going to have another officials conference.
They've earned their paycheck in this first half, haven't they?
This should be pretty straightforward. You ask the coach, hey, do you want to accept this penalty? You want to re-kick? So they're having a talk with the Greenville head coach. We're going to get the official word. Referee, head linesman, the back judge, all having conversations. A herd of zebras at the Greenville 42. So we'll finally get this call. And I think the Greenville defense is on the field. It's just running into the kicker. So they will decline this penalty. Cameron Dean ran into the kicker. So the officials say they decline the penalty. And it'll be an Adrian College 1st and 10 after all that. Football resting at their own 35.
Let's see Mark Lopez take a couple shots down the field here.
It's not a favorable formation for that, Calvin.
Yeah.
So we have Lopez going under center. And they will huddle over the football. The under center snap, nicely done. Lopez will take a knee. And I don't think anyone will call a timeout. Bulldogs give up 10 early. And Andrew Thomas, interception return for a touchdown, brings the Bulldogs within 3. It's 10-7 here at Greenville High School. Bulldogs down by 3, and boy, this half was done in a flash. Calvin, it looked like for stretches this was going to be a long afternoon for the Bulldogs. Offense not doing a lot. Defense starting to get fatigued, but they really turned things around.
Yeah, certainly, as you said, the Bulldog defense able to give their team some life. And honestly, I think I've really liked the way the offense has looked since Mark Lopez is headed out there. He's able to throw the ball down the field. He's made a couple completions. Run game hasn't really been able to get going for Adrian, but they've looked to the air, and they've been able to gain a little bit of traction. Still, certainly some adjustments to be made offensively during halftime, namely for the wide receivers not jumping the gun as they line up.
Yeah, that was right off the word go. You know, Adrian with pre-snap penalties, and then some blocking, missed assignments, receivers moving early. An interception by Brady Raymond. But after that pick, defense stops Greenville. Bulldogs get the football. They move it a little bit. Turn the ball over on downs. But the defense scores. I mean, they're looking like my Steelers the other night against the Browns. 2 defensive touchdowns to win that game. I don't know if they'll need that. But, man, What a good at least second quarter and second half of the first quarter for Adrian's defense to keep them in this football game. They're just down 3 as we've hit the halftime break. It's 10-7 Greenville We've hit halftime. You are tuned in to the Adrian College Sports Network.
firsts, lasts, and in-betweens. We're certainly not the last class to get a smile and a kiss from Bruiser walking across campus. We are never going to be the last class to begin our college careers by serving our local community and pursuing our passions. Above all else, come hell or high water, we will never be the last class to come to Adrian College and find a motivated and supportive community of students, faculty, and staff, and leave with the skills and tools needed to be inspiring industry leaders and professionals with high hopes and dreams for our bright futures ahead. The people and the experiences that we are most grateful for are the ones that will continue us on this upward path for the rest of our lives. In the spirit of gratitude, thank you to my fellow classmates for being a part of this community with me. Whether we spent most of these moments together or barely crossed paths, you contributed your gifts and talents to continue the legacy of this incredible community. Thank you for prioritizing the preservation of the Adrian College experience and for continually seeking to develop the institution's ability to develop both the knowledge in our heads and the care in our hearts.
Thank you to the roommates, friends, teammates, and peers who, although we have only known each other for 4 years, it seems impossible to think about being surrounded by anyone else in the coming weeks. We celebrated each other's accomplishments, became each other's biggest cheerleaders, and never let each other struggle alone. College has been called the most formative years of our lives, but I can say for certain that these last 4 years have included both the most amazing and most difficult moments of my life. One constant, however, is the support of my friends through it all. It is impossible to thank everyone who makes up our AC family. Together, you have each played an integral role in helping us achieve this momentous milestone.
And you be proud to be a graduate of Adrian College. It's a good day to be a Bulldog. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. It is halftime at Greenville High School. The university undergoing a major renovation at their facility. We are here at Greenville High School. Who is we? Well, grammatically speaking, not very strong, but I'm Ian Wendt, Calvin Keys standing right next to me. Well, sitting right next to me. I'm standing.
You want to sit down? You can have the chair.
No, it's okay. Just want everybody to know that, I'm standing and you're sitting. No, that's okay. That's totally fine. Bulldogs trailing the Panthers here 10-7. First quarter, not the best. Second quarter, getting better. Big defensive touchdown as Andrew Thomas had the pick six to give Adrian their lone score of the afternoon. But 35 yards back to the house, made it 10-7. Bulldogs, they're right in there. I mean, the offense got to get rolling. Defense, they really came to play once again.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's been a lot of what we've seen this season where the offense has been a big question mark and the defense has been an exclamation point. And that's what we saw in the first half with Adrian's only offensive points coming from a pick six from Andrew Thomas. Took it to the house from about 40 yards out. And then on the other side of the ball, it was Greenville's star running back, Paul Garrett, who was able to score a touchdown from 46 yards, and then they added a Lucas Hermo field goal from 32 yards to put them up 10-7 going into halftime. But props to Thomas and the Bulldog defense, because without them coming up big at the end of that second quarter, we'd be looking at a very different 10-0 game. Instead, it really feels like the Bulldogs are still in this one.
Adrian will get the ball to start the second half. Let's look at some of the total numbers for the team statistics. First downs gained, Greenville has 10. Adrian has 3. Rushing yards, 23 for a buck, 57 for Greenville. Bulldogs, 12 rushes for 24 yards. Passing in favor of Greenville, 72-57, as the Bulldog quarterbacks combined, Brady Raymond and Mark Lopez, are 6 of 10 with 1 interception. And on the other side, it was, of course, Peyton Bates, who was 15 attempts, 8 completions, with that pick 6 for him. So if you look at total offense, 38 plays, 229 for Greenville. Adrian, 22 plays, 81 yards, yet it's a 3-point game. So let's take ourselves into the Greenville locker room here for halftime. You have to look at this and you say, man, things are going great. And the scoreboard is just good, up by 3. You'd like to be up by more.
Yeah, certainly. I think it boils down to one mistake, really. Just a poor pass, really uncharacteristic by Peyton Bates, who otherwise had a really, really solid first half. Was really good completing passes and finding his targets downfield, but Bulldogs brought pressure. That's what led to the ball being thrown virtually right into the outstretched arms of Thomas. He didn't have much to do, took it to the house, and I think because of that, the message, instead of, I don't know, I think it's minimized mistakes going into the second half. I think they've proven that the skill positions, I think Greenville does have the better team on paper. It's just about execution and about actually limiting your mistakes and not allowing the Bulldog defense to get points on the board, which has been the story for them so far.
Yeah, and penalties for both teams have been a factor. Greenville 3 penalties, 35 yards. Bulldogs 6 penalties for 44 just in the first half. You look at time of possession, Greenville had the ball for 19 minutes and 4 seconds. Adrian with it 10 minutes and 56 seconds. Third down has not been great. Greenville 2 for 9. Adrian is 2 for 6, and the Panthers are 1 for 2 on fourth down. Bulldogs have not gone for it yet on a fourth down attempt. Looking at some of our numbers for some individual performers, we'll go with the home team Bulldogs first. Running the football, again, it's not been the day. Brady Raymond leads all rushers with 23 yards gained on 4 attempts. He has lost 7 yards, so just 16 yards rushing for him. Sal Paterno, 3 carries, 8 yards. Anthony Greer, 4 carries for a net of 2 yards total in this game. Mark Lopez did get sacked, so that goes against his rushing total. He is there for minus 2 yards. Not great rushing the football. The one real big offensive play was a Mark Lopez pass, one of his 2 completions, a 43-yarder to Olajuwon Paris that really got Adrian's offense out of a hole, able to get a little more comfortable and feel better about themselves. Paris leads all receivers, 2 catches, 50 yards, leads all receivers for the Bulldogs with that long of 43. Samuel Lafada, he's been the man today. 4 punts, averaging 45.5 per punt with a long of 58. Lafada has been a weapon for the Bulldogs special teamers. Sean Tolbert leads the way defensively, 7 total tackles. Wadis Ashman with 5, Cameron Dean with 5, Gage Ganop chipping in 3 for the Adrian defense. So, yeah, it's been defense and special teams, and the stats would really bear that out for Adrian College, don't they?
Yeah, one thing that's going to be interesting to see how it develops as a storyline in the second half is the discipline for both teams, because we saw a couple of unsportsmanlike conduct fouls. Because of that, the freshman running back for the Panthers, Quintrell Clay, has been ejected from the game because he had 2 personal fouls in that first half. But for the Bulldogs, I believe Sean Tolbert also picked up a personal foul. Anthony Bell may have picked up one as well on the far side of the field.
Offensive lineman, forget his name.
We also had
Nick MacArthur
picking up and roughing the passer, I think was the call. Or, excuse me, no, it was unsportsmanlike conduct, as you said. So these are 2 teams that are competitive. This is a point in the season where it's your final weekend before you hop into conference play. Both teams really want to win, and you love to see that competitiveness as a broadcaster, as a fan. But as a coach, you have to make sure it's just channeled the right way, and it has to be in between whistles, right?
Right. Adrian coming off a homecoming win, their first of the year last week against Bluffton, 23-15. As their field goal unit was spectacular, the defense showed out. Mark Lopez played a very good football game. He was not 100% Saturday night. Missed practice one day this week. He has practiced every day this week, but so has Brady Raymond. Coaches go with Raymond to start. He finished the second half, or the first half, I should say, on the bench in favor of Mark Lopez. And we'll see what this offense can do with the young freshman from Texas and following up that homecoming win and hopefully a comeback win here on the road.
Yeah, I've said kind of from the beginning of the season. I've really liked what the kid from Corpus Christi can do in the pocket. Really has an arm. He's been accurate. We saw him find Elijah Juan Paris downfield. I think the onus, a big part of it for this Bulldog offense, that was on the offensive line because they haven't gotten a lot of pass protection for Brady Raymond or Mark Lopez, and they haven't been able to run the football well. So if they can do better at trying to win some of those battles at the line of scrimmage, the Bulldog offense will do better. As of right now, the Greenville defense, especially their defensive front, has been pretty stingy.
Bulldogs will get the football to start our second half as Adrian trails it 10-7. An interception return 35 yards for a touchdown for Andrew Thomas. The Bulldog cornerback started here as a receiver, switched sides of the ball. I'd say he's found his home on that defensive side. We are going to take a quick 30-second break. Bulldogs will get the football to start our second half when we return after this 30-second timeout here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. My name is Ian Wentz. Calvin Keys lined up alongside as Adrian College will get the football to start our second half, trailing here at Greenville 10-7. So we have temperature 8 hours it turned into for the bus trip. Caught some rush hour traffic in Indianapolis. So we are just about an hour outside of St. Louis, Missouri.
Nearly caught a cattle car in Indianapolis as well.
Nearly did. Quite a bit of traffic in the central Indiana region. Bulldogs down 3 here, and they will get this ball. Start our second half, 15 minutes up on the clock.
I think you could have handed out some personal fouls on the highway down here, just like we've seen in this football game so far.
Unsportsmanlike
conduct.
Yeah, just a couple.
It got feisty, just like it has been in this football game so far. It's been an entertaining one so far.
And as Greenville looking to avenge a loss at Adrian 2 years ago, 41-28. Bit of a different story here. It's a defensive battle.
Lopez and company starting from their own 43.
They'll have 2 receivers out to the left, 1 alone to the right. Sal Paterno in the backfield with the young Lopez. 28-17 is the score. 6:16 to go in our third. First and 10, Peyton Bates and company. Bates will fake a run, throw a screen. Sean Tolbert comes up and gets a hand on the receiver, escorts him out of bounds after a nice pickup of about 3, maybe 4. Mark it at the 35, where we'll be second down and about 6. Tolbert playing that defensive secondary spot. Wadis Ashman, the other Bulldog safety, in replace of the injured Donovan McCary. Andrew Thomas at one corner spot, A.J. Pipkins at the other. Thomas, with the first Bulldog touchdown today, was an interception return for a score. Bates will take, give through the middle. There's some space. Ashman saved a touchdown as the Greenville tailback found some room right through the middle. And it's a 1st and 10 Greenville, the run by Paul Garrett. It's going to be another run left side, and it's going to be a short gain. Panthers trying some tempo as they beat the chains to the spot, and a flag flies at the end of this play. So it's been a pretty sloppy game when you look at penalties on both sides. I have no idea what this call could be as we await the official word. It's going to be against Adrian.
What did I miss, Ian?
This game has been, it's another lengthy penalty. They got a face mask call. We're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification. Back in our Adrian studio, we're going to go back to the way we were doing the broadcast. We'll be back in 10 seconds after this on the Adrian College Sports Network.
You're listening to Bulldog Football, presented by Adrian College Television, right here on WVAC Adrian.
As we are back on the Adrian College Sports Network, while we were taking our station identification, a 37-yard touchdown pass and catch for the Greenville offense, as we are just going back and forth here in this third quarter with looks like 5:04 left in it. 28-23 now is the Adrian College lead. They will line up for the point after attempt. The snap is good. Kick up, away. That sneaks into the upright. And boy, we have a football game on our hands. Back and forth in the third quarter. Just over 5 minutes to go in it. It's 28-24, Bulldogs in front. And this game was 10-7 at the halftime break. 3 touchdowns for the Dogs, 2 for the Panthers just in the third quarter.
Yeah, I just want to apologize for all the technical difficulties. We've been working throughout this third quarter to try and get the stream back up and running on all our platforms. So hopefully everything is running smoothly now. What did I miss, Ian?
Not too much. We saw in this third quarter alone a TJ Moore touchdown rush from 6 yards away. And then we saw an interception return for Riker Bidwell for a touchdown. Then Greenville scores on a 70-yard touchdown run from Adrian Hinton. Bulldog offense responds a long run for Anthony Greer of 49 yards to the house. And we just saw a 37-yard pass and catch for the Greenville score. Is that good enough for you? You missed a little bit.
I've just been scrambling frantically to try to get our stream back up and running, having technical difficulties in it. I look back up at the scoreboard. What the heck happened? Feels like a completely different football game now. Good to see the Bulldogs have the lead, though, 28-24.
Yeah, this Adrian offense humming. Defense was doing some good things, but some chunk plays for Greenville. And just some, for both sides here, penalties have been the name of this game. Many personal fouls, holdings, face masks. A lot of extracurriculars here in this matchup of the 2-1 Greenville Panthers and the 1-2 Adrian College Bulldogs. Adrian will get this kick here. Still 5 minutes left in the third. It's a long kick, driving the return man to the sideline. It's going to be fielded at the 7. Out to the 15 and dropped right there is the Bulldog return man. That is Darnell Bates, the wide receiver. He was caught in no man's land. You can't let that hit and chance it not going out of bounds. He fielded it, and he was stuck back to the 15.
Yeah, and that was an incredible tackle made by Lawrence Harris to track down Bates. Shoestring tackle, wrapped him up at the ankles, and brought him down. And tough field position to start here for Adrian, as they will get the ball at their own 15.
Now, Calvin, some of the things you also did miss are some of my best calls of the season for all these scores back and forth. I think we're in store for a few more here before the day is done. Lopez looking deep. He's going for Crumsey. Crumsey with a step, and he couldn't catch up to it as Lopez let it fly. As Crumsey was doing battle with the defensive back there. That's 24, Xavier Mix, the senior. Boy, Crumsey still at a step. Puts us at a 2nd and 10 from the 15. We check for any flags, and there are none.
That's been a rare occurrence, a down without any laundry on the field, Ian.
It has. Sal Paterno, the running back, with Lopez after Adrian takes a chance on 1st and 10. It's going to be a stretch run for Paterno. Room to the second level for Sal as he approaches the 20. Call it the 19 as he follows Nate Bennett. That's a good strategy if you follow Big 74 and Jack Sasela, the left guard, 68.
Yeah, and Bennett and Shashela, just two of the leaders of this Bulldog offense, not just the offensive line. Two guys that are really high-character guys that lead by example and vocally and are just good people to follow after if you're a part of this football team. Veterans who have been around the block a time or two.
Under 4.5 to go in this third quarter. Bulldogs up 4, 28-24. Lopez feels pressure, throws out to the flat, caught by Sal. First down, Adrian College, as Lopez took a hit And another flag at the end of the play. Falls at the 25-yard line. I mean, it's not just one side of this either, Calvin. It's both teams for stupid penalties. And this one looks like it's against Adrian. Just can't get any consistent momentum. Is Tyler Poyer pleading his case? It was a first down, and they're going to call an offensive pass interference.
You're going to say Paterno pushed off? Is that what it looks like?
Or it could be blocking the back. The microphone not working.
All kinds of
The call
difficulties.
for blocking the back and pass interference are the same, so unsure. It's a 10-yard walk-off. It's going to be now a 3rd and 15 from the Bulldog 10. 4:10 to go in the third quarter. 28-24, Adrian in front. Adrian backed up deep in their own side of things. The young freshman quarterback will survey the defense. Take the shotgun snap. Lopez feeling pressure, throws it short and incomplete as he gets wrapped up and tackled in the end zone. Bulldogs will punt as they're looking at a 4th and 15. And I'm surprised the way this game has gone, they didn't throw a flag on the tackle of Lopez.
Yeah, certainly. That was Cole Glowacki with the pressure. Got to Lopez, and Mark Lopez in risk of getting tackled for a safety there, so just had to get rid of it. Again, we just see the defensive front for Greenville penetrating through the pass protection of Adrian.
Just ahead of 4 minutes left in this third quarter. Bulldogs by 4. They'll punt this ball away with Sammy Lafata, averaging over 45 yards a punt this afternoon. He stands 5 yards deep in his own end zone. And a flag and delay a game. Bulldogs didn't get the snap off in time as Andrew Thomas was late getting onto the field, and a delay of game against the Bulldogs.
This is going to be an interesting scenario where Lafata doesn't have very much room to get this punt off. He's backed up into the back of his own end zone.
Boy, it's feast or famine. It's either a 50-yard run or a 5-yard loss. Here's Lafata. Gets foot to leather. Not his best punt as this is going to hit at the Adrian 28, roll up to the 40, now rest at the 44 of Adrian College. As that punt turned out a little better than I initially thought, but a short field for Greenville. They're just down 4. They found a couple of long plays in this third stanza to make this a game again, 28-24 Bulldogs.
Yeah, certainly, and I think one of the reasons why that was a shorter punt by Lafata's standards is he was just looking to get that one off. He had guys in his face immediately, wasn't able to get the normal yardage you get as a punter, just that time to be able to receive the snap and get it off. So he was hustling, and in terms of a field position game, Greenville is looking really favorable right now at the Bulldog 45 to start their drive.
Yeah, they back it up to the 45. So we see Adrian Hinton in at running back. As some could say, he's had a better day than Paul Garrett. They both have had a very good afternoon. He's going to get this carry, looking for room through the left side, slips one tackle, now a second, and Pipkins will finally drag him down, but not after a 1st and 10, down to the Bulldog 34 for this Greenville offense. They're just elusive running backs, Calvin.
Really shifty, have a slew of tricks up their sleeve and just able to give false information to the Bulldog secondary and really juke them out and create more space for themselves out of nowhere. They don't always need blocks. They can come up with it out of nowhere.
3:40 to go in our third quarter. 3 receivers to the right for Greenville, 1 up top to the left. Bulldogs have 4 across the front. They throw a screen. It's going to be caught. Looking for blocking. Cuts across the field to the 30 and finally hit down to the 26-yard line is the receiver. That's number 11 with the reception. And that was Tanner Eubanks on the bubble screen.
They've gone to Eubanks on the screen a lot, and credit to this offensive line for Greenville being able to roll out, get in front of their wide receiver, and create space for him. I think that's why they've leaned on that play call so much throughout this game.
Now 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's an Adrian College lead, 28-24. This game was 10-7 Greenville at the half. 3 receivers now left for the Panthers. 1 right, Bates will take, give through the middle, dancing through some space. First down, Greenville inside the Bulldog 20. And it's a red zone trip for the Greenville offense at the Adrian 17. Just the ability to consistently run the football has really aided Greenville.
Certainly, there's a lot of things that go into the passing game, the coordination between the quarterbacks and receivers and pass protection. If you can get your run game going, it's a lot more simple and straightforward. So it's really been the anchor of what Greenville has looked to do today.
It's first and 10 Panthers down to our right with 2:20 to go in the third quarter. Panthers looking to take the lead for the first time since halftime. Send a receiver out in motion. It's a fake run, and there were two men in motion. We'll blow this play dead, and we'll back up Greenville 5 yards. I mean, I don't know if messy's even a fit word for this game. I mean, I don't think I've called a game with this many flags.
Yeah, there's been a lot, hasn't there?
It's two-sided, too. It's not just, Adrian commits 15 penalties in a terrible day. No, it's pretty evenly split, and many of those have been pre-snap. Mental error for the Panthers. It's now first and 15, back to the Bulldog 23. Ball is on the right hash. One receiver down to the right. Bates, he's going to roll to his left. Looking end zone. He's got a man there. It's going to be a catch. No way. My goodness, what a grab for a Panther touchdown as he was severely interfered with by Gage Ganop. But a Panther touchdown and the catch made by Matt Tiger. That's the catch of the year so far.
That's incredible. Had Ganop right in his face, reach around the linebacker, and actually pin the football to his back, able to hold on to it as he went down to the turf. That is an insane, almost unbelievable catch by Tiger.
And they will decline this penalty and go for the extra point. So a 23-yard strike to Tiger as he got matched up with Ganop, the linebacker, as the Panthers' extra point is good. 1:55 to go, and we are not done scoring, people. 21 points aside, alone in this third quarter. Adrian trails now 31-28. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll be back. Bulldog football continues on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is @Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
You're tuned in to Bulldog football on the Adrian College Sports Network. My name is Ian Wendt. Calvin Keys joins me in the broadcast booth at Greenville High School as Greenville University undergoing a stadium renovation. So they're playing their home games here at the home of the Comets. 417 miles from Adrian, Michigan for this Week 4 broadcast. 1:55 to go in our third quarter. Both teams have scored 3 touchdowns in this quarter. It's Greenville 31, Adrian 28, and they're set to get the ball back here after the spectacular catch by Matt Tiger to give Greenville the lead. Kickoff will be by Lucas Hermo from his own 35. Tolbert along with Bates deep for the Bulldogs. And here is this kick. It will be returnable for Bates. Fields at the 15, now to the 20. 25, some room to the 30. Bates slips a tackle at the 35 to the 40, still on his feet. Pushing the pile forward to the 45. Boy, Coach Deere talking about Bates yesterday, and just letting you know, Ian, 35 is wearing 11, and he's going to be returning our kicks. And you see it right there. He has some explosive ability.
Yeah, certainly. Great return for the Bulldogs. I actually think that might have been Andrew Thomas who had the return for them there.
Is it 1, not 11?
I think so.
So regardless, a 30-yard return. Ball at the Bulldog 46 for Lopez and company.
Thomas has really come to play. He's had a couple of key pass breakups, obviously the pick six, and then another big return there.
1st and 10 AC, the right hash of the 46. It's going to be a run for Greer, hit in the hole, falls forward for a couple. We're waiting for a flag. There is none. Just the way the game has gone, you expect a flag after every play, as we are approaching 90 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, and Greer was just met immediately by Mitchell Schaefer there for the Panthers, closing up any of his room to operate, and brought him down at about the line of scrimmage, as Lopez is going to get rid of his towel here. Chucked it off to the sideline. Maybe that was Greer.
Stands quarterback, tailback in the backfield. It's going to be a power run. This one for the running back, Greer. And he will get a couple. And it's going to be a 3rd down and 4. The ball crosses the 50 down to the Greenville 48, as we're now inside a minute to go in the third.
The defensive lineman for the Panthers, Thomas Linier, has made a couple of tackles in this game that have been really well timed. It looked like Greer could have broken off a big run play, but Linier actually caught him from behind and was able to bring him down to set up a 3rd down.
Crumsey into the action here. He's alone to our left. Bulldogs looking at a 3rd and 4. Play clock inside of 10. Sal Paterno is the running back. 3rd down. Lopez gives room for Paterno out to the edge, but he went up to the middle and he is tackled short of the line to gain. And Bulldogs are looking at a 4th down here as the Greenville tackle. Give credit to the linebacker out there, number 46 in your program. And that is Mitchell Schaefer again. And they can run down this third quarter clock, and I think that's what Coach Deere will do. 42 points scored in the third quarter, split evenly. We start the fourth where we started the third. Bulldogs down by 3. They do have the football. It's a 4th and 2 just inside Greenville territory. We'll be back. Fourth quarter here from Southern Illinois. We'll be back in 30. You're listening to Bulldog Football on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Fourth quarter is upon us here on the Adrian College Sports Network. And some decision time for Coach Deere and company. Adrian has the football. It's a 4th and 2 at the Greenville 46-yard line. Bulldogs down by 3. My name is Ian Wentz. Calvin Keys here in the booth. They're going to line up and go more. The chance here for this offense. Crumsey lined up alone down to the right side. 3 receivers bunched up to the left for Lopez, who's in the shotgun. Instead, he gives to Greer, lowers his shoulder, met by a host of Panthers. They drop him for no gain. They quickly a 2nd down and long. Here, early stages, fourth quarter. Greenville 31, Adrian 28, 12 and 40 to go. And we now have a Greenville player down at the 25-yard line. Temperatures into the 80s here this afternoon. Not barely a cloud in the sky. I can't see one. It's hot down there. Hopefully this is just a cramping issue for the Greenville defensive player. We'll take a 30-second break, and we'll be back with more Bulldog football. Adrian down 3. We'll be back in 30 on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
We are back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. Good sign for the Greenville defensive lineman. Looks like 91, Matthew Binion. 6'1", 225-pound junior, as he is putting very little weight on his left leg after making a tackle on a no-gain rush for Anthony Greer for the Bulldog offense. Adrian has it. It's a 2nd down and 10 at the Greenville 24. 12 and a half to go in this fourth quarter. It's Greenville 31, Adrian 28. 42 points between the two teams in the fourth quarter. Opening possession of this fourth quarter, 42 in the third, I should say. It's a run for Greer. Space on the left side for Anthony, cuts up field, hit at the 30, rather the 20, and makes his way out of bounds. And my goodness, he is laying down on the track on the far side. He was dealing with a hamstring injury a couple of weeks ago. As I think when he made the transition from the artificial turf to the track, he is down and being looked at. So back-to-back plays with injured players. They're going to take a look at Greer, and they should be able to run this play as they work on Greer on the far side. It's a 3rd down, and they're going to call it 3 for Adrian and the offense. TJ Moore back in at running back. He's back behind his quarterback Lopez. The jumbo set for the Dogs. Moore, right side, 1st down and more. So much more. It's a Bulldog score. TJ Moore, 17 yards away. Man, I love that formation. Big people moving things, and the ball finds its way into the end zone. TJ Moore with the touchdown, his 2nd of the afternoon. And Adrian, in the seesaw of a match back and forth with the Panthers, has the Dogs on top. The Canines lead the Felines 34-31. Extra point coming up for Alec Milley. Alex set to line this one up. His 5th extra point attempt this afternoon. Good operation. He, I believe, tucked it in that left upright. He did. Hold on. Flag, or a whistle, I should say, on this play. And the kick is good. We will take a 30-second timeout. Bulldogs back out in front. It's 35-31 on a TJ Moore touchdown score. We'll be back in 30 after this on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Welcome back on the Adrian College Sports Network. Ian Wentz, Calvin Keys, and I've had practice calling touchdown plays this afternoon. It's Adrian 35, Greenville 31, and a 17-yard scamper for TJ Moore. And I don't know what they call that formation, Calvin, but there are no skinny people except Mark Lopez on the field. And they give it off to TJ, and he just follows the mass of humanity in for the touchdown. Alec Milley will boot this away for the black and gold. And they've been testing this Greenville return unit. It will be picked up at the 15. Quickly to the 20, 25, room right through the middle. He's got the kicker to beat. Milley made a touchdown saving tackle as they cross the 50, tripped up at the 44-yard line. And that's the dangerous nature of this kick return unit for Greenville. They can do that in a blink of an eye.
That's why they haven't kicked it to him all game, Ian, but finally decided to send it back to their return man, and that's where Alec Milley became the free safety for the Bulldog special teams unit and was able to bring him down, fortunately.
He probably practiced his tackling during the week, just knowing about this kick return unit. They bring it all the way from the 15 up to the Adrian 44. It will be a 1st and 10.
Ian, you were saying you've had a lot of practice with your touchdown calls. I've had a lot of practice restarting our equipment, getting everything back up and running. It's really hot out here. A lot of our equipment's overheating, so apologize for technical difficulties, and hopefully everything is working again.
Greenville looking at a 1st and 10 from the Adrian 44. They throw forward, and it's off the fingertips of the intended receiver. We've called his name quite a bit. Tanner Eubanks falls to the turf, incomplete.
again, it's just a situation where we've had a lot of heat today. Our computer overheated and crashed, and then our Wi-Fi hotspot crashed as well. So we've had multiple times where we've had to restart everything. Special thanks to the Greenville group helping us get everything restarted. And hopefully for all you listeners at home, you've been able to get caught up on the action. And again, apologies for the technical difficulties.
It's been interesting. 2nd and 10 now for Greenville. They're going to run this one in an explosive play near the first down line as a big-time collision as both players laying on the turf. A Bulldog and a Panther as Adrian's 32 bounces up. And that's a good sign as he was involved in a big collision. That is Brett Allen along there with the Panther running back. I didn't grab a number on the carry. And he is still down on the turf at the Adrian 35. So he has not gotten up, and we're going to take a 30-second timeout. As it stands, we're at 11 and 48 to go in our fourth quarter. It's Adrian 35, Greenville 31. We'll be back in 30 on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Adrian and Greenville in a back-and-forth affair here in Southern Illinois, about an hour outside of St. Louis, Missouri. 35-31, Paul Garrett, the injured Panther, their star running back. They hope to get him back soon, but right now as it stands, it's a big third down, 3rd and 5 for Greenville. Down 4, football at the Adrian 37. They need the 34, where they're going to pack everyone tight to that line of scrimmage. Running backs and receivers all over the place. Bates will take, give, Aiden with some room. Adrian goes to the sideline, trying to get in, and he's bumped out of bounds. A touchdown-saving tackle by Thomas as the run for Adrian Hinton bounced through the hole and picked up a big gain on a 3rd and short.
Again, it's just when Hinton's in the open field, look out. He's got wheels, and luckily Andrew Thomas able to speed across and get there in time.
Inside 11 to go in this football game. Clock rolling, 10 and 45. Greenville, a 1st and goal. Football at the Adrian 8. Boy, we talked about, Paul Garrett coming into this game. He's been the guy. I think it's really been Adrian Hinton that's put a dent in this Adrian defense. We'll see what they can do here. 1st and goal, they go from the 8. Bates looking to throw to the man out in motion, caught in the flat, cuts inside, and he scores a Greenville touchdown. And that is Delray Crowder, I believe, with the catch and score. The big-bodied tight end found his way in the catch-and-run touchdown, and we go back and forth. Greenville has hit the 37-point mark. It's 37-35, extra point coming up.
Yeah, again, Crowder just a route to the right side of the field, made the catch and was just able to waltz into the end zone with the Bulldogs secondary unable to get there in time.
Boy, all the defensive plays we saw in the first half, aside from a pick six, throw it out the window here in this fourth quarter and third quarter, and the extra point is up, and it is good. Lucas Hermo puts it through. We will keep it right here with about 10.5 to go in this fourth quarter. Tighten your seatbelt. For a 38-35, Greenville in front. This was a 10-7 game at the half. We didn't think the offenses could really generate. Were we wrong? Yes.
It's been a tale of two halves, hasn't it, Ben? Yeah, low-scoring first half, as you said, and then things just really exploded, especially in that third quarter. Floodgates really just opened. And looking at the tendencies of this Greenville team, they're 2-1. Both of their wins they were able to achieve were high-scoring. So this is a team that has an explosive offense, but has had trouble limiting opposing offenses as well to low points. So I think that's really the same storyline we've seen, where Greenville's been explosive on offense, but then also the Bulldogs have been able to get their run game really going. TJ Moore's been great for them.
Yeah, he has, and Greenville is doing what they do, right? They run the football. They like to run the football. They haven't changed who they are. They're getting big plays in the run game, and look, so is Adrian College. I mean, It's like we're watching two different football games here in Greenville, as it's now a 38-35 lead for the home team Panthers. Boy, it might be a who has the football last type of game. We'll see how it works out, as it is Crumsey and Tolbert back to return this kick for Adrian College.
This game is making me think of the Bills versus Chiefs playoff game from a few years back, where they were just trading touchdowns back and forth, trading haymakers here in this fourth quarter.
If you had the over, I think you won. 73 points between these two. Here's a high kick. Will bounce and be fielded at the 18 by Crumsey. He's going to scamper out a play up over the 25. We'll see where they officially mark it, but a short kick. That's a good return. Now let's see what Adrian can do. 1st and 10, once again, down by 3.
Yeah, and I think what's been cool to see from both teams is just that response, the stick-to-itiveness, even falling behind at points, especially the Bulldogs, who were down 10-0 to start this game. Got a couple of big plays from their defense in terms of pick sixes from Andrew Thomas and Riker Bidwell, and now it's the offense's turn to really try to pull away. And as for the Bulldog defense, they need to get back to their roots and try to get some stops, as Greenville's been running all over them the past couple of series.
2 touchdowns for T.J. Moore, 1 for Anthony Greer. This is going to be a pass for Lopez. Lopez looking for a shot deep for Townsend. He's got a step. It goes right through his arms, and it's incomplete. And a flag at the end of the play. After the pass was incomplete, I think they're going to call the defensive back, Dominic Feast, with some sort of infraction here.
I didn't see anything from Feast there.
Well, the way this game has gone, we'll check the call here. Is it another? I'm hearing the word of sideline warning. That's another one on Greenville. They've had 3 of those. Okay, so no penalty, I guess.
I mean, it didn't look like pass interference. It was pretty clean coverage. Townsend was open and just dropped the football.
Oh, he had a step. Good throw by Lopez. It's a 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. 10+ minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Down by 3. Football resting at their own 27. Crumsey lines up near side. Lopez gives to Paterno. Sal hitting the backfield that slips a tackle. 1, maybe 2, works his tail off to get back to the original line of scrimmage. And that's where he is tackled, and it'll be a 3rd and long for the Adrian offense. They've been okay at converting 3rd and 4th and short, and a flag comes in on the end of this play. We need a referee spotter, like a ref cam, so we can go back and see exactly what happened. Flag flew. This might be a sideline warning on Adrian, the way the coaches are reacting. When we get the stats for the end of this game, Calvin, the penalties are going to be a factor. And look, they're moving the ball forward for Adrian College. So must be an after-the-play 15-yarder.
It might be because I'm a little bit dehydrated and it's a really hot day, but I've just been seeing yellow all afternoon, Ian. I don't know what it is.
Wow. And no, we can't get the call through the PA system here, so I really don't know what it was, but it was after the play. So instead of a 3rd and 10, it's a 1st and 10 for Adrian. Put the ball up to the 42-yard line. That's where they operate. They're down 3 points, under 10 to go in this football game. It's 38-35 Greenville.
It was an unsportsmanlike call against the Greenville Panthers.
It's going to be a run for Sal Paterno, pushing and navigating his way through a sea of Panthers and Bulldogs. And a tough, powerful run for the senior running back to the 46. It'll be a 2nd down and about 6 to go.
This is a trademark drive for Sal Paterno and the Bulldog offense. He's just picking up 3 or 4 yards per carry, running out this clock, really, because I think at this stage in the game, the Bulldogs are trying to take it down and there's 9 minutes left, but trying to make this one of the last drives of the game.
They had a 9-minute drive last week in their win against Bluffton. Oh, trouble with the snap, and Lopez has to jump on the football. I don't think it made it back to Mark. As a nice heads-up job by the freshman to jump on the ball at the 44-yard line, as the snapback never made it to the young man. Makes it a 3rd and a long 8. Mistake all over the field for both teams today.
Yeah, it's really just been miscues. It makes it an entertaining game, but for the coaches, I think they're left scratching their heads and, a little bit frustrated with some of the execution in this one.
3 receivers lined up to Adrian's right. Lopez throws left. His receiver interfered with. He was going for Crumsey, and yes, sir, there's another flag. And this one will result in another first down for Adrian College, as Crumsey was blanketed by the Greenville defender. And today you don't want to blanket, as temperatures are into the 80s here in southern Illinois.
Yes.
No real argument, I would say, on that one.
Yeah, that one was clear as day from all the way up here in the press box. I'd love to see the statistics on the amount of penalties and yards that we've seen in this game both ways. It's every down, it feels like. There's been more downs with the penalty marker than without.
As, again, we can't get the audio from the referee's microphone to the PA, but there will be a 1st and 10 for Adrian College on the incomplete pass, but flag against Greenville. Crumsley will line up alone. Far side for the offense, near side for us. He's on the right side of the formation. Lopez tells him to go. I mean, he's literally pointing to the end zone. Lopez instead will hand off to his running back, C.J. Moore. Trouble for Moore, as he may have gotten tackled for a loss. But that's a nice little fake out there by Lopez.
Yeah, he said a little fake out, told Crumsey to go deep, as you said, and then go the other direction to T.J. Moore. So the freshman already with a little bit of gamesmanship, trying to do anything he can to get this Greenville defense looking the wrong way.
Yeah, trying to get that safety to move over just a little bit. It's a 1-yard loss on the rush for T.J. Moore, as we are now at 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs down by 3 with the football, 38-35 against Greenville. My name is Ian Wendt. Calvin Keys alongside. Lopez gives it off to Moore. Moore gets tackled for a loss back to the 49-yard line. As making that tackle on defense for Greenville is that linebacker, number 5. Looking for him on the 2 deep. It's number 5. Well, there's no...
I think it might have been Dwayne Garrett, number 9.
Okay. I
or
heard
actually
Wells
Elias,
over the PA.
Elias Vasquez.
Okay. Regardless, it's another 1-yard loss for the Adrian running back. Clock rolling now, approaching 7 minutes. Lopez looking at a 3rd and 12. Greenville has been bringing some pressure. They back out. Lopez winds, throws it up. Paris looking for the reception. He fell down. The pass falls to the turf. And no flags on this play. So we finally see a defensive stop. It's Greenville. Bulldogs are going to send out Samuel Lafata for a punt.
You thought when you saw Paris go down out of the corner of your eye, we'd see Laundry again, but that was a good no call. It looked like Paris was just trying to find the ball, was turning around awkwardly, and tripped on his own.
Just over 7 minutes left in this game, as Sammy Lafata will boot this one away for Adrian College. The left-footed wonder flies it up into the Southern Illinois sky. This will be caught and tackled for no gain. Nicely done by the Adrian punt coverage man, Braden Jewell, to tackle the return man for Greenville. That's number 83, Jabri Berry, as he was back deep inside the 20 to about the 14.
And Berry was trying to make the argument that Jewell actually didn't bring him down because Berry spun around and then turned up the field, but the whistle had already gone. Be interesting to get another look at that one and see if his knee was down or not. Certainly looked like Jewell brought him to the turf, but Berry was convinced that it was still a live play and he was going to try and take it to the house.
Well, sometimes those work. You can trick an official into thinking you weren't touched. Regardless, it's a Greenville football. They're leading 38-35. Adrian's defense, they have scored 2 touchdowns this afternoon. Maybe a trifecta here. They are deep in Greenville territory from the 14. Running back's going to get this one through the hole, pushing his way through up into that second level and stopped after a good gain of 8 yards. Is that Greenville offensive line showing what they can do? They've had a very solid afternoon as they get Garrett with a touch. Nice to see Paul Garrett back out there if you're a Greenville fan.
Yeah, things looked really dismal when Garrett was down for an extended period, but he actually got up, walked off the field under his own power. So Yeah, certainly a cornerstone of your offense back out there is a great sign in crunch time for the Panthers.
6:20 to go in this fourth quarter. Bulldogs down by a field goal. Greenville quarterback takes, feels pressure, floats it out there. It's tipped and incomplete as Bidwell was waiting there to grab that pass, but the wide receiver played defense as 83 got his hands on it. As that was Jabri Berry. Boy, he saved an interception on that play, didn't he?
It's always interesting when that Uno reverse card gets shown and the attacker becomes the defender. That's what we saw there. Riker Bidwell wanted his second of the game, wasn't far away, if not for Berry getting a hand to it.
So clock stops, 6:11 to go in this fourth quarter. Bulldogs defense here trying to get off the field on a third down, and they call it 3. Greenville takes, gives, he gets stuffed in the hole, bounces off one tackle, but he didn't get to the line. As Allen finished off the play, A.J. Pipkins in on the stop. It will be a fourth down, and I think Garrett is down on the turf again. He is down for the second time here this afternoon. And they're going to look at the star running back, but no gain on that play. It's a fourth down decision here with just under 6 to go.
You wonder if that's just a re-aggravation of that same injury that we saw in the previous drive for the Panthers. I want to credit the Bulldog defense because when Garrett bounced off the initial tackle, you thought for sure he's going to turn up the sideline for a first down. A.J. Pipkins tracked him down, brought him to the turf, but hope that Paul Garrett's okay. It looks like he's back up and walking off now, but clearly frustrated.
Yeah, I was going to say, a frustrating day for the senior. He does have a 46-yard touchdown run and well over 100 yards here this afternoon. Looks like Greenville will likely bring the punt unit out as it is a fourth down from their own 22-yard line. No gain on the rush. I think Adrian's defense will stay out on the field. Play a safe punt coverage here as Coach Deere gives out his instruction. Darnell Bates will be back to return this punt from Luke Miller. Bulldogs will be all eyes and ears on this one. Don't want to jump offside. And the flag flies. That's a delay of game. Boy, second one of those we've seen. First on the Bulldogs, this one on the Panthers.
You wonder if that was intentional, though. Were they trying to get Adrian with a hard count, or do you think that's just a breakdown where they just weren't able to get the snap off? It looked like the former.
Yeah, it does. And now Adrian will bring their true punt unit out as they get a substitution here. It's a fourth down and 7. This snap rolls back to the punter. Bulldogs get in on him, and they can't block the kick. Will be returnable, though, for Adrian College at the 45. He's swarmed under by a host of Panthers at the Greenville 45. Darnell Bates with the return. Adrian nearly got to that kick. Boy, 4:28 to go in this fourth quarter. 38-35 Greenville in front. This would be a great time for Adrian to chew up some clock, find the way into the end zone, finish off this game.
I got 3 words. Feed TJ Moore.
I like it. And that is 3 words, not 4, because TJ is 1 word. I just want to clarify for the listeners, feed TJ 1 word more.
There you go.
Just that, got to be clarifying some things here. Greenville 45, that's where the Bulldogs scrimmage from. Lopez throws it out, intercepted. They go for a screen pass, and the Panthers intercept it, and they run it back to the 21, and a disaster on the opening play of the drive. It's a Bulldog turnover and a mistake by the young freshman quarterback. First down, Greenville at the Bulldogs 21.
Looked like an instance where Lopez didn't really even look over to see. He just kind of assumed his receiver was going to be open in the flat as he went for the screen pass. Pass just got jumped. There was a Panther right in front of the eligible receiver when the ball was unleashed. So, yeah, just that's a mistake. Not much else you can call it, and it's at a pivotal time in the game. Time for the defense to step up if the Bulldogs want to try and win this football game.
Now we're at, is it 5:21? Tough to see the way the sun is angling down here. Yep, 5:21 to go. Greenville 1st and 10 on the interception. They tackle the running back after a brief gain as Adrian Hinton got the carry on the first down. Boy, no easier way to say this. Bulldogs need a turnover or a quick 3 and out, and the officials stop play for, there's an injured Bulldog. Couldn't see him in the massive players down right at the line of scrimmage. Can't grab the number. Once we do, we'll let you know. We'll pause 30 seconds. Bulldogs down by 3 on defense. We'll be back in 30 on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
We're back on the Adrian College Sports Network. The injured Bulldog, Jacob Smith, the defensive lineman, gets up eventually, and he will walk over to the Adrian sideline. 5-yard rush for the running back, Adrian Hinton, for Greenville. They have the football on an interception thrown by Mark Lopez. It's a 2nd down and 5 as we're approaching 5 minutes left in this game. Ian Wentz, Calvin Keys from Greenville High School, where Greenville University are playing their home games this year. Renovations on their field. Bulldogs bring pressure. Panthers run into it. Plowing through, escapes a tackler, and he's down inside the 5. But hang on, there's a flag on the back end of this play. It's resting at the 17. You can't make this stuff up, folks, as this one's likely coming back.
It's been the story of the game, right? Big play. Oh, there's a flag down.
And hang on. There's an asterisk next to seemingly every pivotal play this afternoon, and it is indeed a holding on the Greenville offensive line. So that's a big 10-yard penalty. We're not sure of the kicking situation for Greenville, but if you can get a couple of stops here, force them to at least try a field goal, it gives your offense a chance, as this ball is going to be marked back near the 27-yard line of Adrian College.
Lucas Hermo's looked pretty good so far. I think as of right now, they're out of his range, where you're looking at probably 5-10 more yards. You got to advance up the field if you're Greenville. So pretty crucial set of downs here, as it's 2nd and 16 now for Greenville. Lucky to have that play come back.
That's right. Approaching 4.5 to go in this 4th quarter. Bulldogs down by 3. As they run a man across in motion, it's a run for Adrian Hinton, excuse me. Boy, he gets about 7 yards in a flash. Tackled by Allen and company for the Dogs. Also Washington in on the stop for AC. It brings up a 3rd down and a short 9, a long 8. Football resting at the Adrian 21. Boy, defense thought they had the stop that they needed for their offense. Bulldog interception thrown by Mark Lopez gives the Panthers a 1st and 10 at the 21. But as it stands now, it's a 3rd down. Call it 9 from the Adrian 20. This in all likelihood could be the play of the game.
This is probably 4-down territory as well. We'll see what the Greenville Panthers decide to go with. Looks like they call timeout.
Got a timeout in. I'm sure the play clock was close. We will take a timeout with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Bulldogs down by 3 on defense. You're tuned into Bulldog Football on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Welcome back on ACSN. That's the Adrian College Sports Network. However you may be listening this afternoon, we appreciate your support of local media and Adrian College athletics. Ian Wentz, that's me. Calvin Keys, he's alongside. Boy, a 3rd quarter that saw a lot of action, a lot of scoring, and a 4th quarter that's kind of seen the opposite. Greenville with the chance to kind of put this game away, Adrian needs to make one more big stand here on defense. We're at 3:40 to go in the game, down 3, 3rd and 9. Football resting at the 20 of Adrian College. Panthers showed 3 wide receivers right. They send one out in motion further to the right. Bulldogs bring a blitz. Time for Bates. Being flushed out, throws short of the line to gain, but it's caught at the 14. And I think Greenville will go for this. It's a 4th down and very short. Offense staying out on the field.
Play the game right here.
Yes, this one is. Yeah.
False alarm on the last one.
The 3rd down was big. They're going to bring in some bigger people to set up some blocking here for Greenville. Bulldogs looking at a 4th and about 3. If they can get the stop here, they have a chance. Down 3 points here late 4th quarter. Bates, he's going to throw. It's got a screen set up. He's caught it at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Panthers. They ran the screen, and that's Adrian Hinton once again. Bates with plenty of time, patience from the quarterback. And now the largest lead of the game is about to be matched by Greenville as they are up now 44-35 on that screen and score. Give credit to that offensive line, the wide receivers blocking it up. And the field goal unit out there for this extra point as Hermo will put shoe to leather and send it on through. Boy, 45-35. We call that a barn burner. High scoring affair. Bulldogs need to find the end zone quick.
Yeah, certainly. They're going to be hard pressed. Down 10 here with 2:41 to go. It's a tall task, down 45-35. It's going to take a really, really quick drive and then being able to try and get the football back somehow down 10. So we'll see what they draw up. I really like that play design from Greenville and their head coach, Robbie Showmaker, because it looked like the Bulldogs were expecting the run, especially when you bring in all those fullbacks and other personnel for blocking purposes. And then when they go to the air to their running back Hinton, who rolled out, made a nice catch, I think it just caught the defense by surprise, and that's what led to the touchdown.
Yeah, 4th and 3 screen pass. I'm telling you, Adrian Hinton coming into this game was not the spotlight for Greenville. It was really Paul Garrett. And Paul had that big, long touchdown run, but it's really been Adrian Hinton who's been their player of the game for Greenville. We'll check his stats after the game, of course, but he's been dynamic. 45 points for the Greenville offense. Adrian, 21 points offensively, 2 defensive touchdowns on the afternoon.
Ian, as you like to say, Adrian Hinton is a football player.
Yes, he is. Absolutely. As they will line up this kick from the 35. Adrian needs to get something out of this return. Down 10. 2:40 plus to go in this 4th. Ties their largest deficit of the game at 10 points. Here's a high kick. Tolbert grabs it at his own 14 to the 20. Looking for a block. He has a couple. Tolbert up over the 30, 35, and dropped it about the 37. Nice little kick return. And this Adrian offense, boy, last time they were out, they were only down 3. They tried a screen pass, and it was intercepted. Now's the time to shine if you're the Adrian offense.
Yeah, certainly. I think we're probably going to see Lopez back out there for this drive again. He's got to shake it off. He can't let that bother him at all. It's the new series. Can't think about what's happened in the past. Just have to write the story moving forward.
Yes, can the freshman rewrite this 4th quarter? His team down 10. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remain in this football game. And Mark will take the snap, fake run to Sal Paterno. He's got a bunch of receivers running deep, going for Crumsey, and he stopped his route. Picked it up late, pass overthrown and incomplete. Boy, Calvin, if he'd have kept going, I think he had it.
Yeah, potentially. Again, Lopez just has a really nice arm, able to get it down the field. Crumsey has the speed, but I didn't really elect to use all of it there. I don't think he was aware of where the football was headed in that instance.
Crumsey gets to the sideline for probably this next play. It's Bonza, Paris, Poyer, and Townsend. The 4 out wide for Lopez. Mark throws short, diving catch by Townsend, short of the line to the 45. It's a 3rd and 2 with 2:22 left in the fourth quarter.
I will say, a side note, what was really impressive is we saw the cheerleading team for Greenville do 45 squats with a cheerleader on their shoulders.
Wow.
That's impressive stuff. That rivals the performance we've seen from the Panther football team this afternoon.
Sal Paterno with this 3rd down rush. He'll get a Bulldog first down as he is up near the 49, approaching the 50. They'll move the chains, and the officials blow their whistle. Wonder if it's a clock issue. They're going to put 2 of 25 on the clock, I believe is what they're 2:05?
2:05, yes.
2:05
so they're
going to
put 5 seconds back on as it's sitting at 2 minutes right now. Again, Adrian trailing 45-35 here with 2:05 to go.
Need a touchdown and a field goal. The order is irrelevant. Panthers bring some pressure. Lopez steps up. He's got a man open. Townsend jumps up off his fingertips and goes incomplete. As Townsend went airborne, Lopez hit the deck. 2 long pass attempts, just not quite on the same page.
And that's just kind of the way that Townsend's afternoon has gone in general. Coming back from injury today, doesn't look like he's quite 100% and just hasn't really been himself.
As Key found himself open. 2nd and 10 for Adrian's offense. Crumsey back in the game at receiver. He's out wide to the left. Hunter Bonza and Olajuwon Paris lined up in the slot to the right. They bring some pressure on the young freshman. Lopez rolling out, avoids pressure initially, but gets sacked deep in the backfield, all the way back at the 38. Clock inside 2 minutes, and Lopez is slow to get up.
Yeah, I just had 2 big guys fall right on top of him. The first of which is Cole Glowowaki was the first guy to get to him. The senior defensive lineman brought pressure, able to bring him down. He was helped out by Thomas Linear. And those are 2 guys who weigh in excess of 250 pounds falling on top of the 140-pound freshman Mark Lopez. So definitely will leave a mark.
Yeah, and he is still down. The athletic training staff looking at the quarterback. He is down at the Adrian 38. His team down by 10. We'll take a 30-second timeout. It's a 3rd and long when we come back on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Welcome back on the Adrian College Sports Network. 3rd down and 21 off of the injury timeout. A late substitution for Greenville. They need to take a timeout as Mark Lopez was sacked on the 2nd down play. Mark, coming into this week was dealing with an injury from the homecoming game. Not sure if that's a re-aggravation or something additional, but Brady Raymond, he started this game for Coach Deere, found himself on the bench. Now he's back. His team down 10, 45-35. With a minute 53 to go, you need 21 yards in 2 plays. It's certainly an uphill battle, especially for a freshman on the road.
Yeah, we're getting to the point here where you need something almost miraculous to be able to try and tie up this football game. We need some sort of Sports Center top 10 moment or an incredible turn of events. We're talking about you got less than 2 minutes to get 2 scores, a touchdown and a field goal. That's pretty difficult.
Raymond back in this contest, the freshman from Pinckney. He has Hunter Bonza. He also has Olajuwon Paris. They're lined up near side. Far side is Chris Crumsey. Sal Paterno is his running back. Tyler Poyer rounds out the receiving core. Minute and 53 left in this game. Panthers will rush 4. Raymond steps up, throws middle, caught by Paris, and he's down at the 45 of Greenville, short of the line to gain, but a nice pickup, a good find, but Paris had to go down to a knee, 4th down here.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, he was their most open target, but you got to get to the sideline here and stop the clock on this next catch.
They need 4 yards on 4th down. Panthers bring pressure. Raymond steps up and he goes down. He dropped the football, and that will likely do it. Panthers take over at the 50 as Raymond coughed the football up. No flags on that play. Adrian turns the football over. It'll be a 1st and 10 with the minute and 24 left for Greenville. And the Panthers will avenge a loss from 2 years ago as they came up to Adrian and lost 41-28. Looks like they're going to win this one 45-35.
Yep. I fully expect the Panthers to just kneel this one out, finish it off. As I think the play that really cost Adrian in the end was the pick 6 thrown by Lopez. Obviously, I think the Panthers were able to, I think they were the better football team in the first half. It was more even in the second, but it's just mistakes, whether it's penalties or turnovers, as we see the fumble there on the previous play, that are the reason why Adrian's going to come away with another loss.
Minute and 24 left in this contest. Peyton Bates, the quarterback, will give off to the man of the hour, Adrian Hinton. He's going to drag a couple Bulldogs down to the 40-yard line, 9 yards on the rush. And I don't see Jim Deere motioning for a timeout as this clock rolls towards 1 minute to go. Well, we'll talk about it more at the post-game show, but Adrian has to turn around quick as they're going to host Hope next week to open conference play. They have to shake this one off. They did plenty of good things. They need to put it all together once again.
Certainly looks like back to the drawing board again this week at practice for the Bulldogs. They get ready for arguably an even tougher opponent in Hope next weekend.
Greenville will take a knee as Bates will kneel this one out. We'll take a look at the statistical performance today. There was no shortage of offense. The Adrian defense got them back in this game, and it was just not enough as Greenville will defend their home turf, their temporary home turf, as they're going to get this win 45-35 over the Adrian College Bulldogs. They will advance to 3-1. Adrian drops to 1-3. But, Calvin, if we look at things, what's the point of your non-conference? To tune yourself up for league play. You can go 0-4 to start your season and still win your conference. Adrian 1-3. They're starting to figure out who they are. They put it together last week, and there were some shortcomings today. Let's be completely honest.
Yeah, when you talk about the first 4 games helping you tune up and figure out what you need to work on, we've learned about plenty of things that the Bulldogs need to work on in these first 4 games. Luckily, they were able to get the win last night last week, to build some confidence against Bluffton. But again, it's just more of the same issues where the offense has been a little bit stagnant. I'm not going to say stagnant. Obviously, they put up 35 points, so it was a better performance.
The defense put up 14.
That's true. The
offense put up 21.
So that's the most points we've seen from the offense all season, though. So
that's true.
We took steps, but I think there's still a lot to be desired on the offensive side of the ball. And at the end of the day, it's just discipline, penalties, turnovers, and even on offense, we'd rather punt the ball away to the other team and play the field position game than we would take a shot downfield into double coverage or triple coverage, which is what we saw a couple times. And again, just the most important position in football is quarterback. Still are trying to solidify that position. We've got 2 freshmen that neither has really emerged as the guy or the undisputed starter, as Lopez and Raymond kind of both battle, and we see shimmers of brilliance at times, and other times we see some plays that we'd like to forget from them.
Yeah, I mean, they are, quote, roommates and friends, Mark Lopez and Brady Raymond, the 2 young quarterbacks for Adrian College. And you look, I mean, this team was down 10-0. Found away Andrew Thomas, an interception. That third quarter was great for Adrian, but it was a game of responses, of defense, and believe it or not, defense. I mean, we had turnovers, interception returns for touchdowns, but we saw some elite offensive play from Greenville. I mean, they just stuck with who they were. They're a team that runs the football. Adrian Hinton was spectacular in this football game. The offensive line did some work. Bulldogs fought hard. There was no quit in the team. Third quarter was great. Thought they had them, but Greenville just wouldn't go away as their offense just kept churning and churning and churning. 45 points for your offense, very good. Your defense gives up 14 essentially. The offense gave up 14 for Greenville. You hate to take this loss. Bulldogs were missing some key players, but that's not why they lost. Sure, you would have liked to have Ben Koloski at receiver, and you'd like to have Shea LaRue and Bulldog safety Donovan McCary. You'd like to have those guys, but they practiced without them this week. So they were prepared. They were ready. Tough one on the road, especially when you're 417 miles from Adrian, Michigan.
Certainly, you make the long trip down here. You'd hope to make the most of it, put on a good performance. The fact of the matter is, if you allow 45 points, you can't expect to win a football game. And I think just got outplayed by Greenville, to put it simply.
All right, the post-game show continues. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We're hoping to get some stats. We'll have some more analysis. We're going to break down the scoring plays, believe it or not, Calvin. So get ready for this one as Greenville comes away with the home win over your Adrian College Bulldogs. We'll be back in 30 seconds. The final score, 45-35. We'll be back in 30 on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media.
And welcome back on the Adrian College Sports Network. Ian Wentz, Calvin Keys, post-game show here on a Saturday afternoon of college football. No shortage of scoring in this one as Adrian puts up 35, but they give up 45, a 10-point loss here at Greenville. They led this game 35-31. An offensive mistake, a couple of great offensive play calls by Greenville to get themselves into the win column. They improved to 3-1. Adrian drops to 1-3. As soon as we get some statistical numbers here, we will let you know. We've had some internet problems today, so we're hoping to get the old-fashioned paper printout here at Greenville High School. A very nice facility for being a high school. It's the home field for Greenville this year as they are undergoing major renovation on their home turf. Man, it's just, losing hurts, but losing this far away from home hurts a little bit more. 8 hours on a bus yesterday to get here, and 8 hours on the way back. A lot to think about for both sides, the offense and defense for Adrian College. I will say, Calvin, special teams was a plus for Adrian. Alec Milley doing his thing, 5 for 5, kicking extra points. Samuel Lafata, his punting average was, I believe, over 40 yards this afternoon. He was great. There's good and bad, right, in every game, and you lose, so generally there's more bad. You can't say one without the other. You could say, well, the defense scored twice. Well, even with that, you still gave up quite a bit of points on the other side. Do you have some of our team stats over there, Calvin?
I do. Very comparable in many ways with a little over 30 minutes of time of possession for Greenville, just under 30 for Adrian. The number that immediately jumps out that I was excited to look at, penalties.
Yes.
We've got 11 penalties for the Bulldogs for 89 yards. And then for the Greenville Panthers, this is incredible. It's amazing they won the football game with these penalty stats in mind. 13 penalties, 145 penalty yards.
Right, like we said, there's goods and bads to take from this. If you're Greenville, it's the penalties. I want to look at rushing yards and rushing total for Adrian Hinton, if we can get that stat here real quick.
Yeah, we look at Adrian Hinton in terms of rushing. He had 18 carries for 270 yards and a touchdown. And then receiving 200, yeah.
Felt like 270.
Yeah, certainly with how many carries he had. and then had just the one catch, but it was for the dagger, that final touchdown that put the game out of reach.
Real quickly, some statistical numbers for Adrian College, things that stand out. It was a good day for the wide receiving core for Adrian. Rushing wasn't spectacular. TJ Moore did some things late in that ball game.
Yeah, only 36 yards on the ground for TJ Moore with his 7 carries, but 2 of them were for touchdowns, so pretty key moments in the game.
Can we grab some? We have some defensive numbers there too for Adrian. Leading tackler today was.
It was Cameron Dean, who had 5, tied with Gage Ganop, who also had 5 tackles on the day. Or rather, as when we adjust this, it looks like Davion Brown had 9 for the Bulldogs, followed by.
I guess that's Tolbert.
I think 4. That's you're correct.
Sean Tolbert, yeah.
So we got the wrong name, but Sean Tolbert had 9 tackles. He actually played a really good game, so that doesn't surprise me. 5 solo, 4 assists. Wadis Ashman behind him with 8, and then Gage Ganop and Cameron Dean had 5 apiece.
All right, we'll be back with more of our post-game show. We'll pause 30 seconds. We'll be right back. Bulldogs take a loss here in Greenville, 35-45, your final score. We'll be back in 30 on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Welcome back on Adrian College Sports Network. Ian Wendt, Calvin Keys. Boy, this was a fatiguing football game from the players, the coaches, and us in the booth. We made it, people. Bulldogs lose this one, their final non-conference contest of the year, 45-35 to Greenville here at Greenville, Illinois, over 400 miles from our hometown of Adrian, Michigan. If we could, continue things here with the post-game show, we need to take the good, learn from the bad. And Calvin, look forward to Hope next week as Adrian opens conference play. And in my conversations with Coach Deere, Hope also going with the freshman quarterback with their squad over on the west side of the state. So turn around quickly, long trip back today, regroup, grab some film, and look forward to Hope. And that's going to be at Docking Family Stadium, and that will be Saturday afternoon in Adrian as we're trying to see what Hope is doing today.
Hope was able to get a win. I believe it was against the University of Northwestern from Minnesota, and they played at home against them, getting a huge win, 54-17, to go to tout a 3-1 record going into their matchup next weekend with Adrian. They've got wins over Northwestern this week, Mount St. Joseph the week before that, and Loras, and their only loss was in week 1 on the road at Aurora University in the Chicagoland area. So we'll have kickoff for next week's game at 3 p.m. right back here on ACSN.
All right, we are going to take a break. We're going to select our player of the game. Calvin, after all this, your task, player of the game. We'll be right back with that after this 30-second break. Bulldogs lose 35-45 here at Greenville. We'll be back in 30 on the Adrian College Sports Network.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Welcome back on the Adrian College Sports Network. I'm Ian Wendt, Calvin Keys alongside Larry Hall back in Adrian helping us out today We've had to call a couple of audibles due to some technical things here. It's a very complex system we have here on the Adrian College Sports Network. Thanks for hanging out with us. This game, Calvin, was 10-7 at half. It ends 45-35, Greenville over Adrian. All right, the suspense is over. It's been killing me. We've had quite a bit of scoring in this contest. Who are we going with for our player of the game this afternoon?
It's difficult. I wouldn't say there was anyone player that stood out on a great scale today, but if I had to pick one guy, it would probably be the cornerback Andrew Thomas for the Bulldogs. He had a pick six that really helped them get back into the game late on in that first half, taking an interception 35 yards to the house, and he also added 3 tackles, all of them solo efforts, and had a couple of nice pass breakups as well. Don't have the statistics on that, but thought he did a really good job in coverage today as well, so it'll go to Andrew Thomas.
All right, the cornerback earns our player of the game this afternoon. And that's going to do it for our broadcast here this afternoon. Thank you to all the Bulldog fans out there listening on the Adrian College Sports Network. For Larry Hall back in the studio, for Calvin Keys alongside, I'm Ian Wentz saying so long from Greenville, Illinois. Adrian drops this one 45-35 to Greenville. They head back home to Docking Family Stadium, 3 o'clock kickoff against Hope College. You can catch that game right here on the